rescue was really barking. So I had to.
Oh, good.
All right. Um, 3-2. Hello, and welcome to High Road. When last we left our heroes, they were faced with a difficult conundrum and a request from a shadowy spirit at the trident's tip of a society of monster hunters and on a rich set of islands full of resources and monsters. The party emerges back onto the beach, where one of their damaged ships is being repaired. And we go now to that map. So, you guys are still, like, on the desire path to a certain extent, not yet fully exposed. Haven't yet come out, so to speak. What is there's no determined plan last time, right? Everyone sort of looks at Lonnie and asks Lonnie stuff, and there's not really a response.
Um, I believe that was where we ended off. We were walking back to the rest of the group, and started talking, like doing our walk and talk down the path, and while still in isolation.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, the crew is hammering away. At the task. Crew, which is technically speaking yours, which, you know, you guys, you've not yet emerged, but there they are, working on the ship, working on the place and the boards and such. People who largely were freed from sheepification and imminent war.
Ooh, people were turned into sheeps?
This was like 10 episodes ago, yes. So yeah, actually not 10 episodes, like 6. So yeah, the boar have been collected and cooked by now. And yeah, you guys see there's campfires, there's signs of habitation, your own ship has dropped anchor, and a thwart with would appear to be societies from the hunters from the Tried Society are coming aboard with a white and blue flag of parley, making for your anchored ship. If you want to have a private conversation that isn't using magical abilities about the matter before meeting the crew, this is probably the last opportunity to do so. Alright, so you guys walk down the desire path. It's the captain, someone says, pointing, and someone says, oh, it's Captain Cabancho. The headhunter says, I'm much more used to hunting bounties and scallywags than repairing ships. This is hard work. Several people are, hammering boards into place. So, the Thworth out there is continuing, will arrive at your ship. It's probably going to take them like a good 10 to 20 minutes. You could get back first if you went now. Otherwise, you have these people who are aboard, and the and Lieutenant Cassandra, who's also come aboard. She walks up and says, "The shade of the mountain. What's the scout report?" Are you talking?
Um.
Because what I've heard is nobody talked this entire time.
Oh, wait, you can't hear me?
I'm hearing you right now.
We can hear you now.
God damn it.
I didn't hear anything all session until just now. That's why I was like prompting you guys, dead silence, and like, all right then.
Well, I apologize. I don't know. I didn't change the mute or anything. I don't know. Anyways, the scouting report. There's something very unique to this island, and I'd recommend for the crew not to go too deep into the forest. There seems to be a lot of dangerous creatures, and everything we've come across is hostile or extremely cautious.
Well, that should make it easier for us to get what we need with a close gathering mission without worrying about too many attacks then. We'll obviously still post a guard. She gives a nod.
Also, be careful with Tendo. What is that thing you picked up? The seeds? They're dangerous.
The seeds are dangerous. Are they poison?
They're not poison, they're just explosive. Just keep them away from Tento and we'll be fine.
She cocks a brow. What sets them off?
I look at Lonnie. Apparently throwing them and burning them?
Alright. We'll try and avoid any hard impacts then. We'll keep that in mind while we're cutting more trees. And you can see there are axes and saws being drawn out by the crew. A lot of tools ready for repair and maintenance.
And you said that the other ship is sailing towards us now, or are they like here
They're
on
thwarth.
the beach?
So the thwarth is the little like rowboat with a singular mast that you can take out. They sent one of their several out to you. They haven't moved from where they are. But
sorry, I meant to ask, like, is that thwart here yet, or is it
it's
still
not coming here. It's going to your anchored ship. You could get on yours and go back to anchored ship, or you could just let that conversation happen while you're not there and see what happens.
I see. And roughly how far away is our main boat from where we are now? I think we said 300 feet or something like that.
There is actually a way to just know that answer. One moment, because I believe... Yes, I did. It is 100 feet right now. It's 100 feet from shore. It's really not that far.
Oh.
Like, if you really wanted to, you could probably rapidly swim out to it and climb up. It would not be that hard. They still have about 300 feet to go to reach you, which is going to make it, a little bit of a... And Captain Gentuli is nearby on his penitent.
Do we have a good way to communicate with the main crew?
You could wave.
I don't know.
You could shout. It's 100 feet. I mean, you could, in the same sense that you could shout across, what's the most American way to say this? Yeah, so it is 120. You only need to shout loud enough for someone less than a third of a football field away from you to be able to hear. You're really not that far away. A football field is 360 feet. They're 100 feet away. If you shout real loud, they'll hear you. If you shout moderate loud, someone on the deck looking at you will hear you.
Or if you have thaumaturgy, you don't need to worry about this.
This is also true. Or Skywrite, or many other magical means.
Or if you're Todd Howard, you'd have Skyrim.
I guess has the main crew communicated anything about their little parlay ship that's coming towards our boat or towards the main crew?
Sorry, could you who? What are you asking about the people coming from the main crew?
Has the main crew said anything to us about
No, there's obviously a
the
bit.
pirates?
There's obviously a bit. They're not pirates.
Or
Imagine there might be a little more excitement if they looked like pirates. They are obviously like some people have changed what they are doing to receive them. You see that Captain Keiko is out there with Treadfar, sort of awaiting their arrival. Right now, both of the paladins are also on deck waiting.
Hello.
Oh my goodness, is it a Darwin? Oh, I never fixed the camera slots. Well, all good. By the way, Darren, there's like a constant low volume sprinkler sound coming from you.
I am Kambancho and Zion. What do you mean sprinkler sound? Ooh, is it picking up?
It just
Your
cut out.
audio quality kind of was really bad.
It just fixed.
Is it okay now?
Yeah,
Okay,
whatever you
cool.
did
Yeah.
fixed it.
I pretended to be Zion Kambancho. Should I just keep pretending?
Zybon
no,
show.
your mic just had to calibrate to your tone of voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I look at the group. I think we should try to head back to the boat. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but I don't feel safe letting that conversation just happen.
To bring you up to speed, Darren, what you've just
How does that say what happened?
The Monster Hunter Society people are on their way to your boat, and you're kind of still on the shore.
Oh. Yeah, they were coming here to parlay. I remember that little tidbit. So we're just gonna talk to them, right? That's the idea at the moment.
Well, they're coming to talk to us.
They're going to charge
we're gonna
whoever's
hear
in
them
charge
out.
on the boat. You guys, if you're on the boat, you'll have the conversation. If you're not, they might just hit up Keiko. It might be like, talk to my mercenaries, but she might,
Yeah,
don't
so we want to talk to them because did we tell Keiko about the deal we made with the tree person or
Yeah,
island?
you ain't
I guess
told
I
nobody.
We
Nobody
haven't even seen them yet.
you ain't,
so-
you ain't told
Wow.
nobody shit. You just came out the
Yeah, we
desire
should
path
probably-
after opting out of any further conversation internally about what the fuck just happened, and now you're by Lieutenant Cassandra. You can get on the boat. You could like step off into the woods and be like, "Hey, we just a quick conversation."
Yeah. Okay. we
They're
should
like
probably
like 20 minutes. They're like 20 minutes out from being at your boat. You're only 100 feet away from your boat, so you'll be there real fast. But
Mhm. Yeah, we should probably
I-
talk to Keiko about this real quick. Because if
I
we cause
mean,
any
I-
problems, that also reflects on her too.
I agree. But for the time being, they're coming to talk to us. We should hear them out.
No,
And
they're
it
not.
is- What?
I don't think they're coming to specifically talk to us. They're here to talk to the crew of
Well,
this
us as in
vessel.
the excavation vessel crew party. They're coming to talk to the people of the crew, and we're included in that.
Yes, but we should probably
And
include the
as
person who's the captain.
people who are hired to serve basically as protection, I feel like we should be there, regardless of what we decide.
Okay, yeah.
We're on the same page.
Where is no Keiko is not even here yet, right? Or are they? Or did they make the trip to this side of the island?
Most
but-
of the crew is still on the main boat.
yeah, but the trip got made so that like, let me just show you all the real quick, bring you up to speed. Yeah, the boats have all moved over. Your boat is like 100 feet off of shore. One of the boats is straight up like on blocks up on the sand by you. The one that got fucked up and you guys kept for repairs. That Cabancho cruise. The Penitent is like real nearby and can just pick you up and drop you off. Most of the work would be like throwing the ropes and actually transferring the people. They can get you on your main boat like lickety split. You could just go right now. It would not take time.
Okay. we should-
But if you dilly dally for like half an hour, they'll already have arrived and talk to Keiko before you can get a word in edgewise.
Well, let's not dilly dally.
All right. So here's
Time to do it.
Guys, the time you unmute your mic, time to do it now. Let's go. Zion suddenly saw a shiny rock over there. It doesn't know what kind of rock it is, but it does know it's shiny.
it's time to investigate with magical means. Ooh. Perhaps Rivara's power staff. All right.
It's gonna be,
Perhaps
it's
I
gonna be
should.
like a bag of platinum coins. This is pocket change that Zion just finds. It's like, ooh, research money.
Look, if we found a bag of platinum coins on this island, maybe just saying those hunters were right. There's a lot of good shit here. Maybe we should just drain it dry.
We kind of have at one point, but we didn't quite find it. But anyways,
Sorry.
I vote we go back to the boat.
Yes,
Mhm.
go back to the main ship. Do you have any thoughts on this, Lonnie? Do you want to? Anything?
Lonnie just stays quiet, but she's following you guys.
All right, this can only end well, guys.
Good
Um,
talk. Good talk.
Bad news. My headset is dying and my charger isn't working to charge it.
Time to dilly dally.
Time to do
We'll dilly dally in a space. We actually get hyped up or sucked up in the hyperbolic time chamber. So
All right, how much can we milk the awkward silence of the group?
There's like a sub chord.
I don't know. We could ask Lonnie a bunch of questions. That's usually what makes it really awkward.
Oh boy, that's gonna go swimmingly.
You said awkward, not well.
it.
Wait, you can't have both, guys.
Why'd you sound so sad when Tento broke your spell?
As the children say.
Man, I know Lonnie really want to have this conversation.
Dang. Zion out here not even like asking like the silly question. It's asking the real question.
Man,
Bravo, Zion.
I've never been so eager to get onto a boat more than this moment right now.
Wait, Zion, did you think Lonnie was sad when I broke the spell? Usually she doesn't like it when those root things come up.
Yeah, but she sounded real sad.
Were you sad? Question mark. Tento.
Where's the ship? Where's the fucking ship?
Oh, Lonnie, we're actually trapped in like this little space out of time.
Yeah.
So like we can't go anywhere.
Oh man. If
My
only,
teeth
if
won't move
only,
for some reason, but my mouth can keep going.
Yeah, like time is
only,
passing.
if only Lonnie knew silence.
Counter spell.
Is Zoom
I got
presently?
more spell slots than you. Don't even try.
Is Zoom presently absorbing the echo? Can you hear an echo?
Not really, no.
Echo to what? If there was an echo, like just your voice in general, or just like other things?
Yeah, like are you hearing me twice, or is anything fucking up with the
No,
audio?
we're not hearing you twice.
Okay,
At least I'm
because
not. Sorry.
the way that I had
I'm not
been
either.
charging this doesn't work. The way that I was charging it before, Max borrowed it at the party, said he put back where he found, and I still haven't found it since Lunar New Year. And
What do you mean? What do you
nothing,
mean borrowed?
nothing,
Oh.
nothing I jack in is working. So headset not an option tonight. Let us know if anyone's listening if the audio is shit, and I guess I'll do something about it, like cry. So with that established,
That's the.
It's a
That's
good
why I say.
option.
Yeah, that's a good option. That's why I say to a lot of my problems too. I'll
Yeah.
just cry,
alright.
or I'll just die. It's either I'll just cry or I'll just die. It's one of those two things.
Santa or Darren, your go-to is just complain to Mirakai.
Oh yeah, I do that too. The problem doesn't get solved, but I feel better about myself when I complain.
All right, so it is in short order that you guys are back aboard the boat. I will put you all on the proper level. Lieutenant Cassandra is not here because she is ashore. People are doing various jobs to make things move over. I think Vairabi is actually pilot on your ship, so she's not here either. Sky Turner has done a flyby, comes in onto the deck and goes, "Quack!" and, you know, looking around at you, says, "The thwart coming over. Looks like hunters." And
Is he next? Is Sky Turner next to us?
yep, hops
Thank you,
around.
Sky Turner.
Yep, and Sky Turner says, 5 in clothing, 1 in leather armor.
Oh wow, you're able to just like make that out. How high up do you fly?
And Sky
No, I'm
Turner,
actually just curious.
I fly close and wave. Sky Turner hops over to the edge. Herr Alfoons says, if they're only here to hunt the beasts, we have no quarrel. And, you know, Rashuna
Look at
sort of
Lonnie
like,
when she
Lonnie,
says,
what's
"Look at Lonnie when they say that." We have no quarrel, Lonnie.
Keiko says, as people of commerce, we're always interested in learning about what another crew is out here doing. Perhaps we'll even find a way to do business together. And Treadfar says, yes, I don't see how they could be in the way of our expedition. And, you know, after some of that
Lonnie?
goes on, the thwart over here comes into closer view. You see... I struggle to... So you see one person wearing appears to be like leather or blubber armor of sort of like an interesting and unique construction you haven't seen before, and several people who seem to be wearing more casual, looser clothes. They have nets and spears largely as their weapons, although they have other animal bone weapons with them as well that they look like they might. You know, it looks like they have about them mostly their hunting stuff, but they've got stuff for hunting people as well. Like if it came to that, but they're flying the white-blue flag, and there's 5 hunters, 1 lieutenant, and after a short transfer and movement of the boat, they are right up alongside you. And I move their mast, and then I move them because I forgot to make a little thingy for them. It's fine. So, in short order... 2 of them come aboard. Everyone sort of, backs up to give them space. And it is the lieutenant and one of the hunters. Keiko meets them and says, we greet you under the flag of Parley. What's your business in these waters? And lieutenant steps forward, looks around, and says, just here for a hunt with the Society of the Trident. Good beasts out here. Gonna make a big haul. And, the hunters just sort of look casually around and say, you got a nice set of ships here. And quite the ballista. He kind of, marks the thing out front. And then he looks at Phytar, and without saying anything in particular, just says, why, frankly, look like you're ready for a scrap yourselves. Keiko says, oh, no need to worry. We are just humble merchants, here to resupply. We're evading a more ill-repute port, and are just on our way east. Ah, where you headed for? Isfahan, the 3 brothers? She smiles and says, wherever the fairest winds take us. A merchant who likes to keep my options open. Alright, well, my captain hasn't sent me to pry. We just wanted to establish friendly relations and let you know if you're looking for any monster parts or meat, we happen to have them in spades. In fact, we're approaching the end of our hunt, and we're having to choose over the more valuable parts and what's worth the cargo space. We're just loaded with crates. I mean, you should see how much there are in some of those woods. We're going in, we're killing everything. The guy behind him nods vigorously and says, oh yeah, we found a whole nest of these bristly things. We set a fire, and when the little babies come out, you gotta be careful to flip them over and get them in the stomach. Otherwise, you'll ruin the quills. And he breaks out like a very thinly cut hide of whatever baby porcupine prill hides.
You guys don't establish a minimum of what you guys hunt out of curiosity?
Oh no, we're the Max. We're the Trident Society. We're here for a good time, not a long time. The lieutenant nods and says, that's right. our captain has ordered us to make a full sweep. It is unusual, but not unheard of. Besides,
Wait, unusual for your captain to order something like that, or unusual for your
usually,
society in
yes,
general to
usually,
do
usually
that?
we let a few go to breed, but the captain said that we are to be taking everything in this time.
That's. Is there? If you mind me asking, is there anything particularly viable on those islands?
Oh, there's
or-
all sorts of strange, valuable creatures out here, and things that are weaned on magics that are rarer in places like the Albardian Empire.
Oh. Is there anything particularly dangerous out there that maybe we should keep our eyes open for too?
Oh, yeah. We've actually already lost someone to one. Oh, poor Yorick. How I knew ye. Yes,
Was he a novice?
he leans in and he says, Have you ever heard of an island lion?
Island? No.
Oh, it's a
What is that?
terrible thing. Yeah, it's got a big old face, and it frankly looks a little friendly, but it's not friendly, and they creep like none other. And when they come up behind you, and I mean, by the time you feel the sting of their claws, it's already too late. I mean, you know, damn near bit York's head off. Nothing we could do. No potion was going to fix that, you know. So, yeah, gave him a proper burial at sea. You know, we'll pay his share to his widow. When next we're in
That's
court.
even worse. or
But,
next again, jeez.
Such are the risks. We just don't let yourselves get caught out. I don't know if you're planning to try and do a little hunting to add to your meat stores, but I recommend you trade with us instead of doing that because I tell you, it's deadly. Even with seasoned hunters, we've taken a loss.
Oh, so are you also a seasoned hunter?
Oh, he slaps his chest and he says, "This is some of the finest sea beast blubber, tanned and processed into armor. Yeah, I've seen things you wouldn't believe. I've slit open creatures you've never even heard of. I've
So like,
been
sorry, go on.
tempted by sirens and mermaids and creatures of the deep and strange whisperings of grand cities below the waters. But I don't pay them any mind. No, caught them in the ears. Don't pay them any mind. You know, just like the old captain says, if you feel yourself tempted, just stuff something in your ears and keep stabbing."
That's some pretty solid advice. So like, you've been around.
Yeah, I've been all around.
Honestly, I'm not trying to question Catherine, like, but do you find it weird that she made such an order in your experience, of course?
He shrugs and says, "Well, you know, Zion's pretty infamous for having a lot of life, and, well, frankly, we're on a bit of a long-haul trip. We're not ready to come back here anytime soon. Takes a while to regenerate. Off our backs."
All right. Okay. That's very enlightening. Thank you.
Yeah. Roll an insight.
Ooh. Love rolling these things.
Can we
Well-
roll an insight?
Anyone who wants to. Anyone who's watching this conversation.
Anyone looking away?
Anyone avoiding eye contact?
Anyone avoiding the eye?
So, the lieutenant is playing it casual. So casual that Cabancho might not notice, Potento definitely does, but his subordinate, either way. Lonnie, you don't notice this, but Cabancho, you do. The subordinate looks a little like, deliberately looks away, like up at like a seagull or something, or like hunts for something to look at. Like maybe they're even looking for a bird, but there's nothing there. The lieutenant is playing it way cooler,
It was
but
them
the-
that was avoiding eye contact.
He's a little stiffer. He's a little stiffer when he says that. It seems like the issue is he probably knows a bit more about his captain's command, but he probably doesn't know everything. And he probably doesn't know how much he's tipping her hand right now. It seems like all he really cares about is not being the guy who gives the game away, if there's a game to give away. But that seems to be above his pay grade. You don't get the vibe that his captain tells him everything. You don't think he knows the whole story. You just think that he's not trying to give away any additional details just in case.
Am I able to sense like, oh well, from his like demeanor, if he's by pry a little bit, is he willing to like get out his own theories about why she would give such a command?
Over a drink in private, probably he'd let more slip. But he is in front of the whole away
Yeah.
team having an official correspondence with Keiko and you, who is probably assumes he's an officer of some sort because you're by the captain asking questions. You know, if he
That's
did,
a very good point. Okay, yeah, that's
Well,
good.
yeah, if someone's gonna fucking talk if he goes and like if he's giving away information, yeah. So right now he's in the spotlight. He's not gonna be loose lipped.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just thank him for his time.
Keiko gives a nod, looks at you, looks at him, and says, "Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the fair trade. We're always interested in business." And she gives a wave to Gregorios, Barbell, and Novin the Novice. And she says, "If you'd be so kind, our purser, bosun, and my personal assistant, Novin the Novice, could go back with you to your ship to see if there's anything we'd be interested in buying and accelerate transactions." And certainly, if we had any interest in buying, we were to extend the catalog. And he waves and says, "But we don't know everything we've got. We're still cataloging it ourselves. Absolutely. Come aboard. Come aboard." And Keiko gives a nod and says, "Oh, but before you go, please, I insist. Board my ship, enjoy the hospitality you would in my home." She looks at Tento and she says, "Tento, could you cook something for these fine men? They seem like they've been in a hard day of sea and hunt." And the men all look very excited at that prospect.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea. What do we have? Do we sell them a crab?
You still got crab.
You failed to process.
People are out. People are starting to fish, and there's lots of fish in the water. They've got that dead boar from the shore that you guys killed.
Oh, the boar. Let's cook some boar. Wild game's always nice to eat.
Yeah, some wild game, some wild pork. Absolutely. While like Keiko gives this to you, right? Keiko like takes Kabansho by the shoulder. Says, "Kabansho, join me in my office." Kind of like sweeps you over here, you know. And Keiko says, "Kairak, I'm sure the sailors would love a story." And Kairak's like, "Of course, I will tell them of my journeys." And she like hustles Kabansho in. She's like, "All right, is there anything that I need to know about from the scout report?"
The quick and short of it is there's something very strong magical nature that warps the woad, the weave, the woad.
Yeah. Right.
There's a lot of chaos going on this island, and those hunters seem to be the center of it. I don't know if there's malicious intent. It doesn't seem like it. But it does worry me that they said that they're gonna clear out the place.
Her eyes go wide, and she says, "I agree. I think if we ply them with a little bit of food, maybe a little bit of drink, get them to let their guards down, they might add a little bit more. I don't know about you, but I don't think he was telling us everything he knew about his captain's intentions."
I mean, it doesn't seem like he's too high up in the chain of command.
No, but it's possible she keeps all her officers in the dark. Some people operate that way, not me. So, he postures back.
Pancho like has like a bead of sweat go down his face.
She postures back, rubs her chin, and says, "I can't invent much more excuse to keep them around talking, but this danger. Do you think it's great enough I should create an excuse that we not send over our party of shoppers? With our bosun and our purser aboard, going aboard with them, I do think they'll be more willing to talk, as we are potential customers."
I think they'll be safe and fine if they go over. But in some shape or form, this island or they we're gonna do something. Something's gonna trigger. We're gonna get involved if we're gonna be here.
She rubs her forehead and says, "Everywhere we go, we find ourselves involved."
Welcome to the shade of the mountains.
The trouble of being a good-natured person.
Our jingle.
Yes. Just change
That's
it
like-
into
it's
a
gonna be
good-natured
our-
person. All right, come
Our
on.
90s theme song is just gonna be.
So, hard cut to
By the
outside.
start of every high road.
Sorry, what was that, Lee?
So, you will find yourselves. You find yourself in a cabin. Lonnie, Zion. You're outside. Tento has been tasked with cooking. What are you two up to as the other hunters come aboard, looking peckish, looking like they've probably worked some hard shifts these past few nights? Bags under some of their eyes.
Are they just like hanging out for a bit, or are
Well,
they still like doing negotiating?
They're coming aboard. Keiko seems to have been like, yeah, we're chill, no hostile intent. We'll send our purser and our bosun over, and they'll do some shopping from what you have available. And they're like, great. They were about to leave before Keiko offered them food.
Lonnie is gonna go up and, I guess, offer to check over their wounds. And she wants to inspect them, I guess, medically. And try to gauge their fighting prowess.
All
Aaron,
right.
I think you're muted.
I was not talking. I was chewing, so
Oh,
that's why my
okay.
mouse is moving.
Give me an insight if you want to. Or, well, I don't know if insight's. So you just want to like gauge how strong you think they are, right?
I am offering to check their wounds, and I'm trying to kind of gauge what kind of battles and stuff they fought.
Roll me a medicine check. They are happy to, upon looking at you and, you know, maybe guessing somewhere between druid and priest and being too polite to say it out loud.
Oh, yeah,
they
Lonnie
look a
there.
bit scraped, like maybe they've, you know, fallen on a rock or been nicked by a tree, and like they were playing in the woods. And you think that they have big, strong sailor man muscles for doing sail stuff. They obviously have weapons, right? Spears, nets, and they have what appear to be monster bone axes and even sharpened bone swords in some instances. These are pretty sophisticated weapons, and they're not easy to get, nor to have. It's not easy to get the raw materials, not easy to have them made. It implies access to a fairly high-level alchemist.
Mm.
And as for their personal individual fitness, well, they are wearing less armor than a soldier would. That's because in hunting, you frequently need the mobility. You suspect they've learned to fight like this. You get the sense, based on where their wounds are, that they keep their prey at arm's length and then go for the finisher. They have some longer spears available that would give them 10-foot reach, although most of them are using 5-foot ones. They've also got ones they can throw. They've also got nets. You get the sense that they control the position of their enemy and then control the engagement of the enemy until the enemy is dead. You also think they're used to fighting things that only have a very limited to non-existent range, based on the fact that you don't see a bunch of wounds that you would expect from, like, you know, arrow entry or anything. But it's a cursory inspection. You're on a ship and you feel the rocking of the waves in the background throws you off a bit, and they're not that willing to, like, disrobe or whatever. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I have a chest wound, but no, I don't feel like taking my shirt off. So that's about what you learn. Meanwhile, Zion, what are you up to?
Not much. I'm just kind of standing around.
Just there, staring at them. Wait, are you making eye contact with them?
Yeah, sure. Looking mighty disarmable.
Yeah, so
Look into their souls, Ion.
so they look at you, and
Does Ion blink?
one of them says, "Oh, you're wearing metal armor on a ship. You're pretty confident you won't drown, then, eh?"
Yeah.
Urshuna says, from like 10 feet above, 15 feet above, "Only a coward fears the waves." And then right next to them, Herr Alfoon says, "But only a fool does not respect their strength." Ah, well, no coward then, but maybe a fool is what you'd make of your friend here. Alfoon's kind of realizing he's blundered into insulting Zion implicitly, says, "I think you will find everyone on this ship has proven they can handle what the waves have to throw at them." They nod, take a look at Zion, and don't press any further.
I'm just wondering, do they see blood?
They don't. So,
No.
so Blub actually comes out of the door and says, "Well, it's time for dinner." And you're not one of the fish people I'm familiar with. Yeah, remember when we bought that, when we sold those metal tools to them? They look quite different. The scales. And the sexy ones who did the singing, yeah.
Wait, you sold metal tools to fish people?
No, it's good. It's good trade. More importantly, they've got great information on water hunting. So,
Oh.
be a little generous with something unique. You might learn about a certain type of creature somewhere,
Honestly, I didn't think fish people would use like metal tools. That's because I would think they would rust.
You have a bunch of you have a bunch of anti-deep water condition tools that you had made for precisely that reason.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say whether or not they have them deep water conditioned, but you're aware there's a taste.
It was more like the fish people are buying that stuff.
Mm.
But I'm wondering if they know about that stuff. Or they just don't care. They're just probably just selling it to sell it.
Do you ask them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think one of the alchemists did something fancy to him. Can't say for sure though. All about my pay grade. My first time out. Yeah, Charles' first time out here. Oh yeah, Charles. He's just a green novice, really.
Oh!
Wait, are you implying that all of the...
Wait. Keep that to yourself, man. You don't want to show weakness.
He's the green novice. Implicitly frightened by being in the same boat as Kabancho now. So,
Goes out of earshot.
Oh, that's cool.
Behind
You
a
guys...
closed door.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that's cool. You guys have an alchemist on that boat. That's neat. And you enchanted those tools too. That's cool.
the lieutenant says, "Oh yeah, well, Trident Society, proprietary secrets, lads." As he kind of looks at his men to remind them to not give away everything about your ship and your abilities. And Godfather says, "Ah yes. Now, Ento, you mentioned the pork. I'm just famished." And the meat has been hauled aboard for you if you'd like to, find your own part of the deck, Tento, and just cook it up. Vitor says, "Pork?" I'm afraid I'm going to need to get something else out of the stores for you in terms of size, Vitor. Oh.
Do they see like the circle, smell circle here?
I mean,
That's
yeah,
still
it's
there.
kind of painted like painted up on the deck, and
I'll just cook it in the middle of the circle. It'll be funny.
okay. Tigala kind of looks at you and says, "Well, I suppose in a sense, cooking is asking for the blessing of the winds."
Wait,
And she, assists you
this
in
thing still
drawing
works?
some water and getting it boiling as you
this thing still-
chop up
Wait.
the meat.
are you saying we can still use this?
And
You
Tigala
need to
says,
reuse the salt.
Tigala says, "The ritual has been performed. You could scrape up the salt, but
Okay.
he shrugs."
I
Perhaps
was
it's
just
for
making sure. I
best for
thought
good luck.
I wasn't
Are you
aware it is to be
gonna use-
repeatable.
Are you gonna use that salt to cook or something?
No, that'll be weird. It's been on the deck. What kind of cook do you take me for? I'm insulted.
Insulted.
Salted.
What? What was that? What? What?
Not here. You can't hear me.
Kabanto
15
just
foot
says
away
it
through
under
a
his
thin
breath.
Yeah, Kaban's too busy eyeing up a novice.
I'm not
Two
even there. I'm
novices
still in
now.
the captain's quarters.
Oh, so you didn't hear that novice point. What am I rolling?
Oh, he's safe then.
What are you rolling? Give me cook's utensils. Yeah.
Can I use Dex or Wisdom?
I'm going to say it's Dex. You know what pork is. You know how to prepare it. It's just a matter of execution.
Whew, I
You
saw
do a
that
great
3.
The perfect cup of wild game pork. A charged boar being charged with protein. Each slice has a delectable flavor to it. You have some fish that have been caught as well, and you have some some chips bread. How do you prepare the meal? What do you present for the delight of your audience?
Do we have any veggies too?
Yeah, so there is like an anti-scurvy, store. There are some tangerines in there. There's some dried greens, some somewhat sad-looking cabbage and lettuce and the like.
I could make a nice salad
Yeah.
with some fruits. Have lined in a little like sweet and savory kind of thing.
Mm.
Use the tangerines. Use the rest of the greens, or as many as I can use.
Yeah. You've got a fine meal. Easy enough for everyone to eat. Everyone comes by. It's a great meal, and from inside, Keiko says, "Oh, I smell Tento's cooking. Looks like we'll have to go get our plate, Kabancho." She gives a nod and says, "I take it we're not going to tip our hand to them, but do see what you can find out."
Do you want to send anyone else with the bosun and purser, or do you think they'll be able to handle themselves?
Oh, don't worry. Nova and the novice is going with them.
Mm-hmm. Yup.
That's what Kabanto was worried about.
He's a very resourceful lad.
But like, what's there to keep them safe? You know?
You mean if something goes on with the chaos? Or if the hunters just, turn out to be...
Less than savory? Yes. I was saving him for later.
he just ignores that last comment.
She rolls her eyes and says, "I know. Why don't we send Phytar over? They have a bigger ship. He can come visit. If they're getting caught by lions, I don't think they're going to start a fight with the Cyclops.
That's fair.
Of course, the Thorth might be a little weighed down by him. Well...
That's their problem, not ours.
She thinks about it and she says, "We could send one of the paladins. They're both very resourceful. Of course, if anything were to happen to us while they were away, they wouldn't be with us to assist us. So the question is, would you rather be without Rashuna or without Alphoons for a time?"
Your guts.
I think Alphoons would serve a better purpose keeping those two safe. But that is my opinion.
I'll take your opinion into consideration. I'll find a quiet moment to convene with Treadfar. And with that, she says, "Now let's not tarry too long, or it will seem strange after." She opens up and says, "Yes, so that's what I was saying about the charge. But come, let us eat." And with your excuses made,
Oh, Kabanto doesn't know how to read a map.
everyone has a fine meal. And Kairak launches into a story about the boy who wandered into the melon field. And it's a long and winding allegory involving, ancient melons. The hunters appreciate its more body elements, like rabbits that gamble with knuckle bones and engage in little stab ups. It's a bit of a risque story about wandering into a melon field, and these anthropomorphic animals are engaged in all sorts of skullduggerous activities. Like, the reason the owls are sleeping in all day is because they're busy smoking at night. Curiously, it ends with the boy stealing a melon, encouraged by the animals, and returning to his parents, who scold him for doing so. And when he goes to return the melon, all of the animals have returned to normal, and he just leaves it there and walks away. Someone says, "What happened to all the animal people?" And Kyrak says, "Well, I'm so glad you asked." And then there's like the literary analysis phase. Now, in between these two phases, there's a great opportunity to drink up these boys. So my question is, does anybody deliberately break into the alcohol stash and offer it?
Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. You're the cook. You're the chef. You can be like, fuck yeah, round for everyone.
Guess I'll call Go Gray this salad, guys.
Alright, a salad and pork and a drink. Zion. These guys have mentioned they have a ship's alchemist, although they don't seem super chuffed to tell you all about it. You can just examine their weapons openly if you'd like. They're not hiding them.
Oh. Is that a perception or investigation?
I'm gonna say it's an investigation to notice things and an arcana to know about them. Just roll an investigation to scope them out. Let's see what you see. Okay. You see a wide variety of etchings. They look like most of them are written in Parvia, in a magical script. But sometimes the hilt will terminate in a very basic rune. Only Arcana makes sense of that.
Wait, what is Zion looking at again?
Those
Their
weapons that they're
weapons.
strapped up with that look like they're made out of monster bone.
Hmm.
So Zion, here's what you know about the monster bone weapons. They appear to have been made using passable quality, the street alchemy, but nothing spectacular. What was unique was access to plentiful raw monster bone and other reagents. The Parvia magic script appears to be counter magic intended to overcome natural defenses of spirits and monsters that are particularly wild, or feed off the raw presence of the woad, such as the Zarzek's life drinker. The simple runes that terminate the script on the hilt are to prevent the channeled energies from flowing too far or hard, essentially a tie-off preventing the weapons from exploding in the presence of intense natural magics. Additionally, you identify some of these spells as necromancy related, possibly to keep the properties of the dead monsters alive in the bones, but with a 14 you don't recognize any of these spells or closer particulars. So, does anybody else make the test? The Arcana test. If Zion pointed out the markings to them, they could also try, or if Zion was like, hey, here's what I noticed. Could you and I compare
I'm
notes?
gonna message Lonnie, see if she can read the Arvia for me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at the Parvia then.
Yeah. So, you take a look at the Parvia, and give me that Arcana. Oh, you're just going to read the Parvia, but there's,
Damn.
So, you can read it. The words are a little strange. Some of them are nonsensical. That's not unheard of in magic speech, but like a verbal component, you know what I mean? But one phrase stands out, repeated across all of them, as in life, as in death. Now, you don't recognize the spell, but you're pretty sure that if you could find either someone who knew about these sorts of spells, or like a magic book that had spells like this in it, that phrase would help you identify what it is, what particularly the magic does. Other than that, Casey, I will say that when Lonnie closely examines these weapons and really thinks about it and checks them out, she does get a strange feeling. And there's almost like a hot flash behind her eyes of images of monsters being killed. Great scaled beasts falling, chitinous titans cracking, deep sea leviathans as their visions go red, and cloud after cloud of blood emerging from diving javelins. And there is a sensation just at the edge of premonition, as if though you're going to have a vision, but it won't arrive yet. So yeah, you have that oracular sense as you check out those weapons.
Lonnie is going to, cause you can reply in message, right?
I believe so. Yeah, you can send one message. You can send a
Yeah.
reply.
So Lonnie will let Zion know. Some of it's just kind of like gibberish, probably just some magic, but as in life, as in death appears often. And Lonnie is gonna try to pretend to be very interested in their hunting techniques and talk to people, the person like furthest away from the lieutenant, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So they're kind of like spread to sit like in more or less this sort of formation, and there's people around, and you have like your own. Gregorios talks up about the menu or whatever. You have this person sort of like between you and Alphonse. You got him. Important note: are you trying to be like, I don't know anything about hunting, wouldn't you tell me? Or are you trying to be like, oh, I too know all about hunting, and use your survival lore to get him like which path are you going for there? Just like, please tell me, or like, hey, I'm a hunter myself.
She's gonna go like, I was like asking about like hunting stories, and like she'll try to like point out like I guess like impressive finds on their like weapons and stuff. Like, oh man, like that, like I remember like that being like a really like nasty beast. Like, how did you take that down? Stuff like that.
Okay, give me a nature to identify remarkable items. All right, and give me a diplomacy to like talk them up.
Persuasion?
Yeah, I've been covering too many things to Pathfinder. Sorry.
Please roll double digits today.
So you pointed out, and he's going well. You point, and you're like, that looks really impressive. How do you take that down? And he's like, oh, my hatchet. He takes it out. And he's like, this is actually a funny story. This is the jawbone of an ass. Yeah, actually, this is just donkey. You can. I mean, we didn't kill it, but like it wouldn't be hard. Yeah, it wasn't really a hunt. It was more like I kind of drew the short stick on the whole getting issued a magic hatchet thing. I mean, it works in a pinch, but like, I don't really know why I'm using it. Frankly, I feel like we could just use a metal one, but whatever. I'm not the boss, and he doesn't seem like he holds a great esteem of your hunting abilities on the basis of that. Unfortunately, not that you couldn't still recover it, but like you kind of made an opener that didn't ride too well with him. As you eat and commiserate, so Zion, you're not eating and commiserating, you're just holding back, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sadiq is still working on the ship after he grabs his plate, owned by Phytar, and Sadiq almost trips over MK and says, "Zion, what is this new contraption you have?"
Just a mini companion crab.
Oh my goodness, you are always inventing new things. And the person by Lonnie says, "You're inventing things?" And then looks over and sees there's like a metallic, like, clockwork crab. He's like, "Whoa! You have an artificer on your ship?" He turns and asks Lonnie. Lumi kind of gives him a look.
I guess that's what you can call it.
Wow, that's so impressive. Lumi kind of goes up and goes, like, "Whoa, you have a wolf. Is it like your pet hunting wolf?" And Lumi growls even more at that. He's like, "Whoa, I didn't mean that like in a co-equal hunting partners, I'm sure." Lumi kind of calms down after that one. But yeah, the conversation goes around. Tento, you're man of the hour. You've chefed. You've distributed alcohol. Actually, you know what? You distributed alcohol, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, one moment.
Whoa, Lonnie rolled a 1. That's what happened there. Oh, let's
so-
just get that one out of the way.
I don't think I've rolled above a double digit.
Lonnie, this guy does take an extra swig and say, "Oh, but you know, one thing that was very impressive that we took down. I mean, it was pretty fierce, but the captain was chasing a sighting of the red-shouldered Vonglu. Now we didn't find the red-shouldered Vonglu, but we did find a Vonglu, and oh my god, it ripped someone's weapon out of their hand and started cutting us. I mean, it was a crazy fight. I don't know. I think we sold everything from that hunt. We were being paid by someone very well to hunt the red-shouldered Vonglu." Redfar kind of like rotates slowly, like whoa, but like trying to like play it cool, like huh? And ventures, it must be some resources they had. I mean, with the speed that it travels, you'd need a lot of resources to make that pursuit. Oh yeah, I mean, we don't usually take commission, more of a whatever's in stock opportunity type situation, but
I forget. Is the Red-Shouldered Vonglu a legend that we happen to find was true, or is like just a really fucking rare occurrence?
So
That's
the red-shouldered,
that's the big bird that lives in our castle.
yeah, but the red-shouldered,
yeah, I know, but like,
it's legendary. You could reasonably doubt its existence, like
Okay.
because not everyone has seen it. But like it does just like fly around, like you guys just saw it hanging out, like outside a tavern one day. So it's one of those things that like a reasonable person could doubt, but there's so many crazy magic things in the world that like plenty of people will just shrug and say, yeah, some version of that probably exists. Especially because Vonglus in general just exist, right? And are remarkable creatures anyway. The red-shouldered one that is in like whether or not it exists and whether or not it's really getting reincarnated, those are two additional, layers of belief, you know what I mean? So maybe this guy thinks it exists, but he doesn't think it really reincarnates.
Do all Vongluses are able to use weapons, or is it just the red shoulder in particular?
The Vonglus all seem to have a preternatural ability to use weapons intended for hands, but the red-shouldered, when a Vonglu teaches you to use a weapon in a story, it's almost always the red-shouldered Vonglu.
Okay, that's interesting. That's cool. Okay.
So,
Lonnie's just gonna reply like, the Vonglu sounds nasty enough already. How were you going to take down the red shoulder one? I thought it was meant to be even like, just be much stronger than the normal Vonglu.
well, the plan was we were going to lure it out. They're very proud creatures. Lure it out for what would appear to be a bit of a duel. Drop a whole bunch of nets, and we were gonna have Ballista hidden in the woods, and then we were just gonna plug it full of spears. But that didn't happen. and the Vonglu we did get didn't stay in the clearing, and we didn't manage to get any nets on it. So it was a lot of stabbing. Honestly, the other 3 guys died. It was pretty traumatic. I think the reason I didn't bring it up was, frankly, I block it out because, I think of how they died, and how their blood wouldn't wash out of that shirt, and the smell. I think I've sorry, I had too much to drink. He seems to like shake himself a little. But meanwhile, back on this side of the table, Kabancho, Tento, you got some people around you. It's your buddies. Charles, the Green Novice, is here. He seems intimidated at your presence, Kabancho. He looks you up and down and says, "Wow, I mean, I'm a bit of a greenhorn at all this, but are those magic items you have there, sir? What was your name?"
Wait, sorry, who's he speaking?
He's in Kabancho.
I'll say all my stuff is in my backpack.
Yeah, he's checking out your code. He's checking out.
I guess you can't attune to anything because kind of maxed out. Anyways, yeah, these are magic items. We're adventurers. Then you acquire a lot of you acquire a lot more magical things.
Wow.
Mostly out of necessity.
You hear that? They're adventurers. And someone's like, "Oh," and the lieutenant's like leans in a little interested. And Gregorio says, "Yes, they find their glory all over, but here we are together finding this. Turns out it's all around us." And Barbell says, "Never was much one for tombs myself, more into lifting." And Charles leans in. He's like, "I was always fascinated by stories of monster hunters and people went into ancient tombs and the vast fastnesses of evil and did battle with like really bad people. There was something about the romance of fighting evil. That's why I became a monster hunter. Can I ask, have you ever killed someone who was like really evil, like objectively bad?"
I can't say I really have, but I also believe that most people are not pure evil.
I see. Yeah, that's kind of why I didn't wind up doing it. I mean, it seems like there'd be all these ethical problems. He shrugs.
There's not too many ethical problems as long as you can defend your own standpoint, have your own system, have your own code.
Wow.
What? No. What? That's completely false. What are you talking about? That's completely wrong.
I'm a novice. Shut up.
What does Tento say? Does Tento butt in here?
Tento just like opens his eyes, go wide at that statement, and he's just like, he just thinks Kabancho's smarter than that to say something so stupid.
All right, so you're like at the background like what? But you're behind Charles, so he can't see your eyes. And Novin does though, and Novin looks over at Kabancho and thinks, "Oh." There's like a cold sweat in his brow as it zooms in Novin's view, and he's like, "Is making those eyes? Maybe it's because Kabancho's actually been going around killing good people, and this is his cover. Oh my goodness, I'm right next to him. I'm in danger. I'm in danger." As Novin the Novice also becomes frightened. Sat next to Kabancho.
Novin the Novice is... It doesn't matter if Kabancho kills good people. He's in danger just because he's a novice. He needs to promote himself soon.
Good, bad, indifferent. Novice, he's
just indiscriminate killing.
Just right for the taking,
Listen, he walks into the rival dojo. He says, "No, just send out the white belts. I've got something to show."
Give me all the novice children.
Didn't you know it's a 3 alignment? It's good, evil, and
then novice.
Yeah, actually,
Instead of "I'll fight 10 black belts at once," he says, "I'll fight 10 white belts at once."
Yeah, neutral used to be novice, but there was a mistranslation from Old Norse in some documents, and hampered with this silly alliance. It's always supposed to be a triangle. Good, evil, novice. So yeah, the novice fear sets in. And
wait, both the novices or only one of the novices?
both of them are afraid. But this one, this one has like fear mixed with awe. It's like, wow. Well, I mean, it sounds like you've been on some epic adventures. Why are you on a merchant ship then? You guys are just like doing business stuff, right? And Keiko kind of gives you a look like, don't blow it.
I mean, we like to spread our exposure, you could say it. We like to experience a lot of things in life. So we wanted to set out to sea, see what I guess get our sea legs, as some people have been calling it.
Charles is like, he seems a little mystified with this, but Kyrak leans and says, yes, think of this journey as taking in what the sea has to offer. You've seen its many beasts, and also its other travails. Our crew must come together to survive. How it is to be in the waters both hunter and hunted. When the squall sets in, and there is no wind. When the storm threatens to rip the sails from the mast. These are things that one does not find wandering on land, despite the fact the land has much to teach one. And so it is here, too. Especially beyond the Empire, where the spirits rage more loudly.
We should just let Kyrak talk to all the new people and get them mystified.
Yeah,
He does,
Charles
he does a
is
really
like,
good job at that.
Charles is like, whoa, and Kyrak says, yes. In a sense,
Wicked.
one has not lived before one has sailed. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I'll drink to that.
Look at this guy here.
Yeah, the lieutenant kind of coughs and says, well, delicious salad, fine food, thank you so much, Tento. If you ever open up a port-side tavern, your best customer. But, boys, I do think that we need to be... Oh, these winds, these waters, a bit choppy and beast and spirit-filled, aren't they? Oh, we'll manage. Don't worry. You'll all be safe. Of course, of course. But as a sign of goodwill, let us send over Alphoons. Alphoons has been eating at a table. He's like, And says, yes.
I'm doing what now?
Hey, Alphoons, why don't you go join our companions? You'll be able to observe the Crescent Island better from over there, and better observe the portents of the waves. And Alphoon says, yes, but the great deity Svora. And, sort of murmur, and says, I see. Sworn to a great oath. He nods, and he kind of looks at Rashuna, looks at Alphoons, and says, oh, I see. You're Hyoki, and you're paladins. Yes, it's all coming together. I see. So you must have set out from the Kalai. Of course. You know, the desert of the Kalai has many great hunts. But I can think of none deadlier. He looks into the middle distance, like somewhat long. Fucked up my my tab. 1 second. Looks in the middle distance somewhat longingly, and as he's getting his people ready to go, he's like, wait. There is one great hunt that I am reminded of. And, he thinks about it.
Be like, yes, please, tell us about it.
And he says, it's the, and he kind of like, since everyone's like, I think it's is it the Chimera? Yes, the Chimera. The Chimera's deadly, poisonous tail. I'm told there's no way to survive its poison after it's initially settled in. Now there's a hunt I would love to have in the Kalai. He looks off in the middle distance and says, but yes, come, O Paladin of the Five. But we must be off. We've received your hospitality and we give you our thanks, but our captain would have us back soon. And so there's like a bit of a shuffle and a murmur and an agreement to reunite soon as they depart a little tipsy. And Novin the Novice, Barbell Chanel, Grigorios, and Harold Foons head out. They all, are sure to make their goodbyes before heading over, but head over they do.
Nothing. I was hoping to try to talk to Lieutenant when they were eating, but it's fine.
Oh no, you can get a word edgewise.
It's probably a bit too in depth to be something quick.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was meaning to like get around to you. What do you
Yeah.
want to say?
Well, no, that's fine.
All right, so you.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
All right, sorry, my bad. All right,
Good.
anyways, they head off, and with that, the crew gets back to work. Keiko, sets people about repairs and moving around, and she does ask to meet the. She does sort of ask to meet you all on the aft castle.
The what?
The raised rear portion of the upper deck,
Oh, okay.
where the
You said
wheel is.
You said castle. I was like, castle?
Yeah, it's like the forecastle is the one up front, and the aft castle is the one in the rear.
Oh, I don't know that.
No forecastle is aft castle a thing? I assumed. We'll see. Eleanor is up here taking in the waves. Bitter wind. Blub kind of pops around, having helped distribute the salads. Blub. And yeah, you guys are here. Lonnie, I presume you joined the crew on the aft castle?
Yeah.
Alright, so we have a Dangerous to go in for Zion, Lonnie, Kabancho, Tento, Treadfar, Lumi, and the ghost of Kiwi's past. Alright. Yeah,
So not actually Kavancho.
now, Kabancho, you feel that the
Oh, Kiwi is Kambancha. I was gonna say, who the fuck is Kiwi?
the blade the blade speaks to you. The rebel blade, and says, I feel invigorated, Kabancho. I feel as if you drew me, I could cut down a wave of soldiers. And so Kabancho, blade thirsting, and also you note that it appears that the weaves of fate are particularly intersecting here. You feel as if though if you do attempt the Silk White Knight ritual, you will have advantage on any saves you have to make.
Hello?
Lonnie. Hey, you remember that spell? As in death, as in life, was a necromancy ritual used to preserve preternatural creatures' abilities in their remains. Usually used ritualistically and sparingly as part of a reverent cycle of power and life. You were aware of some ne'er-do-wells who used it for pain and profit. Lumi is particularly content to wag her tail, and there's like, so she finds like a very like funny round like bit from the ship to play with. The wood clatters everywhere. It is
She acts like a dog.
sparingly. Yes, Pat. Kibi, she does deserve happy tail wagging times. I agree. Lonnie, Kabancho, Tento. You know what you find as you come up here? You kind of like readjust your pack that has all the weapons in it, and you're like, hey, what was that? And like something kind of like like grates at you, and you rearrange it, and out from behind somewhere you never would have found it pops an extra grappling hook, and 60 feet of rope. Must have wound up in your pack at some point. You grabbing it from somewhere and just threw it back there and forgot about it.
Tinto's just like, huh? Do I have a bag of holding here? How the hell did I miss this? He's very confused, but he's like, whatever.
All right, Zion, you're a good guy. All right, Zion, you're out here. You're up here. You're looking at the water, thinking about that guy's comment about being brave or foolish to fight in metal armor over the water. You're thinking about, people usually sink, but that's bad for them. But for you, it's an advantage. You think about the water. You think about the waves. And an insight comes to you. Which is that, in a sense, all these other creatures try to make disturbances inside of the water to move themselves. But you had a most effective time levitating over it when you crossed that one river wagon. Zion feels that the most effective way to cross water probably lies in gliding over it. It doesn't have a life jacket. That would be kind of funny though if it had like a deployable like floaty. It'd take a lot of floaties. So those are the insights. And Treadfar, getting at a scratch behind their horns, pulls out a ring and says, "Oh, I wonder where I put that," and sort of like pockets in their pocket. So the crew is back. Lonnie and Lumi coming up? Question mark.
Hmm?
You're chilling on the main deck right now. Would you come to the aft castle?
Oh yeah, sorry. It's
Right.
it's really hard for me to move the camera for some reason.
Oh, I can try and move it for you. 1 second. So if I move you here and then bam.
Thank you.
No good. The right click drag usually works, but I had it.
Yeah, I am, and it's been like
Unreliable.
it doesn't respond immediately.
It broke for me entirely earlier today, and I had to refresh. So
I can't tell if it's like broken entirely, but like sometimes it'll move, sometimes it won't. So
yeah, it's really annoying.
I'll try to refresh then.
Yeah, is anybody else having low input?
No?
Maybe it's just happening sometimes because I did have it earlier. I digress. So you guys are in the back of the boat. People are back to working. Norabal is, at the wheel. Although he says, "Mum, there's nothing to do for the pilot at the moment." And she says, Stay. I want to have a conversation." And Telenor, does head up to do some rope shit. And with the most, just the shade of the mountain back here, and Treadfar and Norabal, the pilot, she says, "So, Boncho gave me a quick version of the report, but I would like to know everything that we do about what we're facing here. Chaos and natural aberrations and something being provoked by those hunters." She kind of glances around and Treadfar says, "Yes, I was partially informed by Keiko, but I'd prefer to hear it from all of you as well. If our expedition is significantly threatened by proximity to those hunters, I should like to encourage our shopping expedition to finish their job quickly and leave."
Alright, Zion will give him the whole story.
All right, so you just you just lay it like all out, like just everything that
Yeah.
happened. Weird shadow face in the woods said all this shit to us, yada yada yada.
Yep, our magical tests.
All right, you throw it all out there. Keiko whistles and says, "Well, I've heard stories about communing with the spirits of the woods. Frankly, I thought they were all a bit played up, but I suppose we are far from home." And she looks over at Treadfar, who says, "Now, this is fascinating. It should seem as if though one of these western island spirits is invested in the fate of all of them. Organizing. I wonder, does it feed parasitically off of the energy of those adjacent? Or is it worried about losing an ensuing power vacuum? Or perhaps this Barat shows a connection, a collaboration, a feeling of oneness with the other island. Just as the two islands are naturally connected and ecologically flow and control the flow of water and storms around one another." Yeah, Pat, just unionized. They rub their chin and say, "Curious. Well, Lonnie, I would defer to you if you had any particular insights about this nature spirit. But to me, it sounds like And Treadfar, you mentioned the bit about how like they've made an offer to Lonnie, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Treadfar says, "Well, Lonnie, obviously we're not trying to kill any innocent people here, but it does it does sound like you've been asked to do something difficult but well within your capabilities in terms of permanently running them off. Tell me, what were you planning to do about this offer?"
Are they innocent though?
Well, I would say I've seen the Shade of the
Zion,
Mountain
I don't-
spare guiltier parties who
Yeah.
went on to benefit you greatly.
Zion looks at Kabancho.
I was there in Sorajo when the forces
Yeah.
driven ahead of the Iron Eye crashed down, and I was there when they were in the prison, and I was there when they joined you as your forces to triumphantly return to Cathadak.
Yeah, they have a point.
In those days, it was never your fashion to kill someone who could instead be convinced. I'm not saying you can convince this captain of theirs, but it seems like most of these hunters are just here to do their job, so to speak. Now, I disagree with what they're doing, and you can't just talk them out of it, because clearly the Barat wants more than that, but... Powerful state of all of the local... If only we had some way to call upon the collective energy of these spirits.
Do we? Is there a way to do that?
Is there a way to do that?
Anybody who wants to think about that could roll a nature or an arcana. And you have an advantage on that, Kabancho.
I also like to point out to say this to Treadfar again. Well, it's like thinking they are looking for something in particular. The guy earlier was very hesitant, and he thinks that their captain is looking for something.
Treadfar nods and says, "Indeed. It's possible that the Shade of Desire is attempting to thwart her desires, perhaps for reasons that they haven't been entirely forward about. Although it sounds very straightforward, I'm sure the Shade of the Desire doesn't want them to just pick at them willy-nilly either way. So, let's look at some rolls here. Lonnie, don't have a great idea, but you do know that if you went to all of these nature spirits, right, and you performed a ritual, you'd be able to commune with them, and you'd slowly be able to learn about each of them, and maybe you'd find some way to because they all exist together, flowing together, and you could find some way to bring them together through doing that. It would take you a little while, though. You don't know off the top of your head. Zion, most of your data around, most of the accounts you've read about these sorts of spirits are in the Albardian Empire. Due to the nature of the Soronetto, they're almost always working in a certain way. Spotty ones about what Barats act like in places like Kokoloy Forest are always pretty out there and hard to shift fact from fiction. You'd need to consult your studies once more. Kabancho. And I'm assuming...
to give it a +2.
All right, Tento, you're like, nature spirits. They love it when you, rub honey on yourself. If you were just to get enough honey.
Just get Roddy. What if you just rub honey on yourself and then you truly become one of nature?
Yeah, what if you just slathered up with honey and you ran around some sacred groves? They chase you like bees.
Tendo, is that what you think druids do?
No, that's what I think clerics do. What are you talking about? Lonnie's a cleric.
And
You lather yourself with honey to be one with nature.
Oh
You know what? This is why Lonnie got a low roll.
Just hearing that dumb shit.
Distraction.
Tento, you do note that when you were asking for like extra things, they're like, oh, we do have a jar of honey, so there is one in storage. You know,
Look at the honey.
a little larder. But with an 18 Kabancho, you think about the resonance you felt on your way up here. At the intersection of the webs weaved by Arachna. The newly empowered Arachna whose side you have unwounded, whose holy blade you now wield, whose side you went to and departed from in returning to life. You believe that if you were to perform the ritual of the Silk White Knight, basically microdosing highly refined Anorak poison and then going on a dream quest, you would be able to find something hidden at the center. Something at the edge of perception when you think about this. You think that there is a way to bring together all of these forces. And you feel like the powerful nature of this place, there's a secret at the middle. And if you knew the secret, you'd be able to use it. Use it to drive out these interlopers permanently, solving the problem without necessarily killing them.
Alright, so I have a plan. We round up all the novices, and we scare them shitless. And then we also might be able to find out what's actually going on this island. Tento, you remember the thing that you're not supposed to drink? And then you try to drink the whole potion of it?
There's a lot of stuff that Scott probably should drink.
Yeah, okay, I'll be more specific. Do you remember the Anorak, the Silk White Knight potion, or poison? The one that you used to get high? Oh wait, Darren said you are back. So Tento, you bitch. So we could use that. I could try to commune with Arachna and get her assistance, and try to find out what's truly being hidden on these islands. And I'm not quite sure why, but something tells me that there's a solution here that doesn't require us just massacring them. I look at Lonnie. What kind of options are you looking for? Because looking at the people that came aboard, if the rest of the crew is like that, I think we can hold our own. I don't want to endanger anyone on this ship, but if it comes down to it, I think we can. But I'd rather not just massacre people.
Lonnie just replies like, you should know me by now. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Well, you did threaten to sink a whole ship at one point, with everyone on board.
What's this?
This is one of the pirate battles. There was the ship that was being taken hostage and loaded with a bunch of pirates, and you were debating on just sinking the whole ship.
Did I debate that out loud?
That's fair. You probably did not debate that out loud. Alright, I redact my statement. No. I know you'd rather not do that, but the situation is not normal. That creature, if I can call it that, is not normal. And
More like a spirit, isn't it? Rather than a
Yeah.
yeah, the
I'm
spirit.
pretty sure.
creature. Yeah.
But you also seem desperate at one point. I don't know. I think anything could happen at this point. I just want us to move forward as a group. With, the captain's consent.
What did I miss?
Tento,
You
you're
missed
not paying
Kamasha
attention?
calling you a bitch.
What reason? I'm sorry, spaced out.
Tento, I explained the whole plan, all of our options,
I don't think you did.
all the pros
I
and
think
cons. I had a PowerPoint presentation.
You don't know. First off,
What
you
is
don't
a
know what a PowerPoint. Yeah,
PowerPoint?
you don't know what a PowerPoint is. Don't. I
That
don't
sounds
either.
like- that sounds
I
like
use
something
my points of
Zion
power.
would use.
Use Zion as the screen. Zion
Yeah,
like,
did
with his
Zion
hands into the screen.
give you something called a PowerPoint? What is this?
Um, long story short, the Silk White Knight poison that you weren't supposed to drink, but you did anyways to get high. We could use something like that. I could try to commune with Arachna. I'm not quite sure why, but I feel like there's a solution to our problem that isn't
they
massacring these
hunting-
people, and it's
are they-
investigating this island.
Are they hunting a giant spider? Why would Arachna know anything about that?
Well, one, excuse you, Arachna knows a lot. And two, this isn't about them hunting spiders. It's about the road and nature.
Do you? Do you think the captain of like that ship thinks that deeply, or like do you?
Something's
I-
influencing that captain. Based on their responses, I don't think
She's-
she's full on possessed, but
She's
something's
definitely hunting something. Yes.
yeah, something's influencing her, and I don't think they're gonna leave this island until they find it. So I think
Okay.
our options are figure out what it is, or massacre them.
I vote for figuring out what it is. I'd rather not kill a bunch of people who are just following orders.
That being said, Tenta,
You've done
if
that
I
a
make
lot.
this, you can't just drink it to get high.
I like to point out that I not drink it to get high. I drank it to find solutions too, which I did, by the way.
But
So,
there were. From
I
what
could drink
heard-
it to get. I
from
could
what
drink it
I
to get
heard,
high.
that was a pretty big factor on choosing what to do next.
What I saw, yes, because it was a mission. I forget what were the particular reasons again.
At one
it was
point,
a-
we
it
used it
was
to
a
get past the
choice.
barrier that was messing with people's consciousness. Or
No,
something
that
like
was the other. No, that was the other drug that we made at that place. It was like
Oh,
speed.
no, wait, was that? No, I'm sorry.
Was that
you're
not?
right.
Okay, cool. I was like, was that not the thing? I know.
Um,
I know. Oh no, we took it because that orc guy who took it a lot. I was trying to shake his faith because he was using it the wrong. He was actually using it to get high and thought
He was
the visions that
abusing
he
the
saw-
substance.
Yeah, he was actually abusing the substance and thinking that during his hallucinations he was some chosen guy. And I took it to prove him wrong. There you go. If I remember correctly, that's what it was.
It's okay. The TLDR that Kibanja received was you used it to get high.
I mean, the thing naturally gets you high. I don't know what you want me to say about that. But I can't deny that. I got high, yes, but I got high to prove the other guy who was abusing it that he was not some chosen being. He was just a junkie.
So
He's a
I'm gonna need
jackass.
some space and some setup to do this if this is what the group wants to move forward with.
Own company.
No, Tenta, you're not allowed to be in this room. Zion, I could use your help though.
Damn.
All right.
Zion
Oh.
ever gotten high?
Can Zion get high?
Can you get high?
Did I get high?
I mean, Zion did take a drug to get
Yeah.
through the thing.
No, I thought Zion was the one that didn't take the drug. He just willpower
No,
through
Zion
the
was the one that shotgunned the drugs
barrier.
and got through it. It took 3 of them when we only
That's
needed
right.
one.
Like,
You
I
have, like,
never
a
remember
super
Zion
effect.
taking drugs.
Yeah. Okay. That's
I
fair.
needed
alright.
more for it to work.
No, you didn't. You just wanted to take it off.
I mean, Zion is like what, 300 pounds? It does make sense that Zion would need a higher dosage.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah. It's got to circulate through his system.
That's circulating through the metal.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's probably going to take some time. I don't know how long our the crewmates are going to be on their ship, and I don't know how long we can stall them here. Well, I don't think they're going to leave, but I don't know.
Well,
I'm assuming I'll be able to get this done by nightfall, but is everyone good with that?
sure.
At least at the very least, we can progress getting rations and lumber.
Mm-hmm.
Lonnie says more information when it hurt.
I mean, if you think getting high will do it, then yeah, go for it, man. I mean, really don't have any other options besides. Do we have any other options besides just attacking them? And besides Kabato getting high, which by the way, man, if you want to get high, no one's gonna judge you. You don't have to disguise it.
I hope you realize that Rhinorax don't really get high off of it. It was meant for us to ingest. It's not meant for other people to ingest.
I feel like you still get high off it.
Sure, buddy. You keep thinking that.
Do you even have any? How much do you have of this stuff?
Currently, none of it. I don't carry that around.
So how? Oh, you're gonna take my stuff.
No. Wait, you still
Oh.
have some left? I thought you used it all.
No. Why would I use it? What would I use it on?
I don't know, when you're
Hi.
bored. I don't know what you do in your free
That's a good
time.
point. Yeah, that's a good point, Zion. Yeah. No, I don't. I still have some. I have like 2 vials left. But
I mean,
how do
I
you
might
think?
take it and just help me out on the process, but
Will it help you out? I actually don't know. Like, what is this process? What do we?
I
do?
mean, it's not like it's a practice thing that I do all the time.
You sound like a boring person.
You sound like a what?
You sound like a boring person. Why don't you
Oh.
just get high all the time?
I'm sorry, I'm not a drug dealer that knows how to make all. Actually, no, that's not quite true. I do know how to make a lot of potions. I redact that statement too.
So you're just okay being a drug dealer. It's okay being called a drug dealer. All right, sorry, got lost track there. We're getting back on the rails. Sorry about that. So if you don't have it, and I do, are you making some or?
Yeah, no, the plan was to make some. I didn't realize you had some still.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't have an expiration date, it should still be good, right?
I mean,
With that being
most
said, I still want
definitely
to.
does.
It-
That shit doesn't just last forever.
I don't know. With that being said, I would still like to keep it because I could probably use it for something later.
And when it goes bad and you try to do something with it,
Well, if I use it offensively and not to get high, if it goes bad, it might
what you
do better.
mean? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if it's bad, it might do
Man, that's
something
such
worse.
a geek move.
To get someone else high.
Yeah. Yes, he's not a guesser.
And possible side effects of food poisoning, but okay.
Yeah, that's even better. They get a stomach ache and they're high.
I don't know how you feel. I feel about you using. Whatever.
I'll help you out here. I won't
won't
care how you
use it,
feel
but
about
if I
it.
can-
I'm still gonna do it.
If I can take one vial just as comparison.
Okay. Sure. Just be clear, you're not gonna use it, right?
I'm not gonna use all of it. I'm gonna use it for comparison.
Okay.
Treadfar says, back in the day, I don't remember quite so much deliberation over whether or not you were going to do drugs and poison, but I'm glad that we've all matured and come to a place where we have a good conversation about the pros and cons of these decisions. Speaking of pros and cons of decisions,
Go on. Uh-huh.
well,
Did you want to be a part of this process, Treadfar?
I'm not looking to ingest any venom, but
Sorry, I meant the first part of it, not the second part of it, like the creating it part.
oh yes, yes, I would be my pleasure to observe. And I mean, obviously Zion is a great candidate in terms of its abilities, but I would love to assist.
Yeah, I'm
Get,
mostly gonna need Zion and the machine with no name. I don't need like a forge heat, but I do need a pretty strong heat. Can you adjust it so it's not like I melt metal temperatures?
More like I'm trying to cook temperatures.
Yeah, I mean, it just Zion controls how much fuel goes into the machine of no name. You know what I mean? So, in that fashion, Zion controls the temperature. Keiko says, "All right then. So what I'm hearing is you're going to try some sort of adventure or magic solution to find out how to run them off. We're going to conclude our business with them today, so that none of our people are aboard the ship, whatever happens. But you're going to need to wait until they return. Is that all right?"
No, yeah, of course.
All right. So for today, we'll focus our efforts on... I'll focus the crew's efforts on gathering resources, repairing the ship, taking aboard more food, and other things that can only be had on land. He gesticulates. And you'll have the run of the ship largely to yourselves, as many people will be off board. So, let me know if you need anything. Our Purser and Bosun are obviously not aboard, but otherwise, crew is at your disposal.
Yeah, I think I'm mostly just gonna need time, space, and Zion's assistance. And Treadfar.
Yeah, and Treadfire says, "Oh, of course, it is my pleasure to get closer to the mysteries of these substances. And discover what lies at the heart of all of this. But first, the 10-minute break."
But first, it needs a 10-minute break to gather its thoughts.
First they need to...
Everyone's gonna wait
first they
for
need a
it to
quick
gather its
Look,
thoughts.
the fire needs to heat up.
Yeah,
Let's
we're boiling
go
the
preheat.
water. Ooh.
That's how I really feel.
I'm so cold. I want to feel warm, but I am cold.
We tried wearing more clothes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing like a jacket. I might wear a second jacket.
Dang, is it really that cold over there? Jeez.
Alright, I'm wearing a second jacket. I'm zipping it up. Hoping it's gonna warm me up. Maybe I will make some hot cocoa. But yeah, just to quick check. Are we all just like cam off, waiting to restart, and like we're all technically here?
I am here, yes.
Okay, Darren, you're here. Ace, are you here?
My cam is off because I'm laying back because my neck is kind of stiff. So
No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, no, like absolutely do whatever feels most comfortable for you.
Yeah, we're all back.
Okay, everyone's back. All right, then I'm just gonna. Sorry, I didn't know. I was just checking the cams and going off of that. All right. Well, we'll get started again as soon as I get this warmed up. 1 second. All right, oh my goodness, so many plates. Look at my little plate stacker. And every time I'm like, where are all the plates?
They're in the studio. As well as, like, to be frank, probably all the missing chopsticks.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't hurting on that front.
I mean, yeah, we did open a whole bunch of new. How's everybody doing? Hi.
doing fine. How are you, Pat?
I'm doing alright. I'm taking over for Lee. So the ship crashes, and you're all underwater
yep.
now. Time to start breathing water.
Well,
My
Zion's
favorite terrain.
yeah, Zion is actually a creature of the sea, so
Thanks.
that's good for it. I think Lonnie might die from a heart attack.
Well, that'd be a
So-
pity. Are we sure we couldn't get them to turn into a mer person instead? I think that would be better for all of us.
If we could get Lonnie to do that, that'd be pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Hell yeah. Now I kind of want to see what Zion as a mer person would look like. Like the mechanical. That'd be a cool look. The mechanical mer person too.
Mechanical Mermaid?
Have I?
No, we were going to for the mothership module, but
Oh. I'm publicly shaming Lee. Lee has refused to eat eggplant.
No, it was pretty good. You put eggplant in there. It was pretty good.
Why?
Except that's the only thing you haven't eaten.
I had some of it.
Lies.
Shame him. Keep shaming him.
Yeah, I guess you could say talk through the lies of the Jedi when I was like.
Don't lie, Lee.
But why we?
Wile Coyote? Okay, no one laughed
Speaking
about
of Wild Coyote, you know they like Warner Bros. Like canceled that movie.
Oh wait, there was gonna be a movie?
Yeah, there was going to be a Wild Coyote movie, but and it apparently did really well in screenings, but Warner Bros. Decided to cancel it for tax.
It's not there would be. It's they
Why?
made it. It's one of several.
What?
It's like the Batgirl movie. They
What?
they decided they weren't going to make
What?
as much money as they wanted. It would make more financial sense for them to bin it, because if you invest in a movie that you write off entirely as a loss, you get a nice tax break.
That's
Yeah.
insane! What the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty
What?
fucked up.
So a lot of stuff just never comes out anymore because it's more useful to the studio as a tax break.
That's fucking insane.
There was that Batgirl movie. There was another one.
I
There's this
remember the
one.
Batgirl movie. That got
Coyote
shit-canned
Coyote
and, like,
versus
it was kind of
Acme
racist.
Robson.
Yeah, there
they
you go.
shelled for a tax write-off. It's bullshit. I agree, Robson. Also, hello, welcome to our D&D stream where we talk about the
Yeah, that's what
the
we
movie
do
industry.
here.
So
Alright, I'm out.
your
Love
Audi
y'all.
5000. Okay,
Bye, Pat.
Bye!
I don't
I'm by
think Casey's
myself.
back yet.
so you're gonna
Oh,
Are
can I
you
still
back?
have some noodles?
yeah.
Right on.
So we rejoin our heroes as they find themselves
Casey
in sort of like a spiritual retreat sense, you know, like they do an icebreaker, there's team building exercises, they have a little, you know, experience. No, but in all seriousness,
I'm down for some spiritual experiences like that.
oh my god. In all seriousness, the party finds themselves with the run of the ship, as much of the crew is busy with various tasks. And, you know, so the crew still aboard, things out, or gets to resting, or is in the hold. You hear as people work on the ship aboard the Sands, and Keiko does ask, I've been meaning to ask, Gabancho, have you settled on a name for the other ship? For our Ballinger?
Yeah. I think unless there's a lot of objections, we'll go with the Silky Mist.
Objection!
That's a very
Objection veto.
alluring name. I like it. And oh my god, I'm not gonna get on the tangent right now. So we pretend Phoenix Wright does not exist. So, you guys, you've named the Silky Mist, and you are now her captain, Gabancho. Captain Gabancho of the Silky Mist, member of the Shade of the Mountain.
Hopefully he can direct it better than he can direct whatchamacallit wagons, right?
We'll see. So,
You shut your whore mouth.
what? How do we begin with this series of events? Does anybody have something they want to do pre-cooking of the substance? Is there anything else that you're interested in? Scoping out the island, doing something on the ship?
No.
Lonnie wants to scry at some point on the ship.
Yeah. And I presume that you guys probably like make your way back to your usual parts of the ship and get to work in the lower holds with the machine of no name there with you. in the main deck's lower portions.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Tintel's really not doing anything. He's just seeing if he can help out. Yeah, just may help out here and there, but for the most part, he's just chilling.
Lumi's on the bed. The machine of no name has the machine parts ready. Everything is prepared. You have this large diving bell ass suit with a forge built into it with the right adjustments. Zion causes its energy to seep out and heat the chamber at just such a degree as to not damage the biological constructs, but to heat them appropriately. Calls for some alchemy. If you've got any alchemist tools we'd like to use with advantage, thanks to the extensive conditions and help.
I also have alchemy supplies. Excuse me.
Very good. 31. So,
Oh wait, sorry. I have herbalism kit, not alchemy.
with fresh squeezed anorak venom, you easily produce sufficient silk white night. Indeed, more than sufficient. You squeeze, the tubes receive, liquids added, twirled in umbilicals, alembics, decembics, arembics, twirls around, glittering in pots, pans, and into panaceas. The liquids dance and refine as the venom goes from a mucousy color to a pure white. This distilled venom smells strong enough to possibly even put you under or give you a sight if you were to get close enough and take a big enough whiff. However, after careful ministrations at the hands of Zion, with the assistance of Tento, you have 6 large glass containers, 6 glass vials of silk white night. An hour has passed. The waves have rolled. It's the mid-afternoon, approaching evening. And the ship rocks gently, the waves controlled by the islands to either side of it. With the substance in hand. Question now is, as this happens, Lonnie, you have an apparition, a vision that floats over your own, as if though a transparent background girds it, like PNG, if you will. You see a face. A woman wreathed in white hair, clad in green. She looks out from the rear of a large ship, a Bagliano, surrounded by a crescent island. She looks, you feel, towards your ship. She's searching for something. Her eyes rake across the island. You see, it is Captain Diana Highbrew. The islands, the tree lines, the formations all around. You see beauty, romance, the life all around her repulses her. She twitches, a shock sent through her system as she takes it in. She hates something here, but you're not sure what. This vision fades in and out as your comrades are busy going about their tasks. Kabancho, after contributing the venom, you don't, strictly speaking, have a job to do, but you could supervise just out of a feeling of obligation or to, help out. Jin?
Yeah. Hello?
Yep. All right. So, all that happens. Done. You got the dosage. You got the do-si-do. And there's an island spread out before you. There are two. Most of the crew is helping effect repairs on the Silky Mist. And the other ship's dwarf has finished returning to their ship. And it looks like they are continuing with their endeavors.
So, I can't quite remember. We noticed this purple section from a distance.
Correct.
We still haven't figured out what it is yet, right?
So, through the spyglass distance, it seems there's a strange form of purple wood there.
Is it at all related to this section of purple wood? Or
This
weird,
is
path
just a
that's
drawing
clear?
of the desire path. This is just the desire path. You've been here.
Okay.
Sorry, that I realize that I have mixed the color usage on the map. What? So,
So we have some time to kill. Gotta wait for Bosun and the rest of the
Oh
crew to
yeah,
come
we need to wait
back.
for them to come back.
Do we want to check out the rest of this island the side that we're on?
How much time do we have until they come back?
I mean, I don't know how long they take to reject or buy something.
Wait, aren't you gonna get high?
Yes, but the deal was to wait for them to come back. So that whatever we do, it doesn't happen while they're on their boat.
Hmm.
Which,
Why
I mean,
would
we
you
could
getting
probably...
high affect them on the boat?
It's less of us getting high affects them, and it's more of whatever we're gonna do or try, we wait until everyone is back before we even start what we're doing.
Hmm.
Because we're looking for answers, but technically we could get started on it and just not act on it until they come back.
That's what I was thinking.
But
I think Keiko
whenever
asked
we
us
do
to
this-
Also, Keiko asked us to wait until her part of the crew, until the crew comes back to do any
Yeah.
of this stuff.
But I honestly was not expecting the concentrating of the anorak venom to be so quick. It does wonders when you have assistance. You're not doing this by yourself.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Tento, for holding the vase that holds everything. That was such
Did
a
more than
good job.
did more than you did.
For killing
What?
time, then can Lonnie start trying to scry?
Scry with a distance.
Tinto's gonna go explore the
Yeah.
island since that was one of their suggestions.
Alright, so Tento wants to go explore the island, right?
And to finish
Yeah.
my thought earlier, we tend to not have control of when shit happens once we start things, so I think it's a good idea for us to wait anyways. But I will be with Tento to not let him go by himself.
Okay.
I will help with the repair of the ship.
Kabancho.
Yeah. I forget fucking Kabancho.
But is it really though?
Are you sure
we
it's not
don't have all these
catchy?
specific-
Or a Jessicachi?
I mean, I might have a new
motherfucker who just
nickname
won't
called
die.
Rebel Blade, but that's
Yeah, that's a good one too, motherfucker who just won't die.
So, yes, Zion. So Tento and Kabancho are aboard. Zion and Lonnie remain on the ship for the moment, and yeah, by all means, just describe what y'all would like to do. In you know what, we're gonna take this ship first. Lonnie, give me your rolls for sorry, yeah, you're gonna cast the eye in the woods, correct?
Yeah.
Right, give me those rolls.
Please be double digits. Thank fucking goodness. I guess I just
Double
need a
digits,
10-minute break.
yay!
And there we
Oh.
go.
So you cast your eye.
Have
Where,
You had to
say
say, yeah, you had to
something.
say something.
where do you cast your eye?
Where like we know that there's please just let me scroll over. Okay, we know that there's ships over there, right?
I mean, you can walk out on deck and see the masts. Yeah, you absolutely know their ship is right there.
Yeah, then the big ship, because that's where I saw the white-haired lady, yeah?
Correct.
I mean, also big ship.
You force your eye with great power of will, and yet in the process, your vision spirals out. It's like you're seeing all around a rush. You see deep into the waves, you see giant sharks circling, you see creatures deep in the sands being disturbed. You veer over the beaches with your zoomed gaze. You see strange roots in the sand that twivel and crack, and things cry out as their blood is stolen. And you see a ship. You ride around all of its various bars and bends, and you see it's just like the other Bagliano. You've been aboard. But, Keely, you do see the Capitan, Diana.
Did they say her name was Diana?
So, Zion knows who the current leader is and told you all about her.
Okay. Oh, right, I remember that.
So, you see her, although your vision is like, you can't focus on her. You're swirling around her. Even though you've gotten here and you see her whole crew, you can see she's got like several teams of hunters. They've got stuff here. They've got the multiple siege weapons already mentioned. They have ballista. They have ballista bolts. They have this huge blue sea creature up on one side, cut up and drying on hooks. And they've got crates and crates and crates. And you see she's looking over the main deck, directing them. And one of the lieutenants walks up to her, and you can't hear, but you can see. He says something to her. She doesn't even bother to turn to him. Just gives a dismissive gesture. He inclines his head and heads back down. Crew are a little wary around her.
I presume the ballista are just along the side of the ship.
So, I believe there's two sides and one front, but I would need to check the log.
Okay. And there's none on the back.
No, you don't see any back mounted.
Does Lonnie get like a general gauge of like how big the crew is?
Yeah. You think there's at least 80 of them? But guessing by the thwarts that are away, with 5 to 10 people, and they have room for 4 thwarts, could be you could be talking about 100 total. Bearing in mind, not everyone on this crew is a hunter. The hunters seem to be doubling as sailors a lot of the time, but there are a few dedicated sailors who don't look any more dangerous than a regular sailor. It's still, the lion's share of them is still just hunters, though. You also see beasts, caged beasts. You can't quite focus on them because, again, your vision is spinning, but you think that they have caged animals.
There's no way to tell if they're like from this island. Right? The creatures.
So, it's hard because you don't necessarily know everything that lives here. That being said, there's snaps and growls. You see some would appear to be furred. And I mean, you have heard there's a lion that lives on these islands, so that's a thing apparently, but broadly speaking, you're expecting less hair and less thick coats on the creatures that live on this island. Given where it is, the temperature, yada yada. So, there's some sense that they might be importing some of these animals. Who knows why?
Okay. Lonnie if that's all Lion can gather, she would also like to just ask her crew member, just how far do ballistas fire and like how fast do they fire?
The effective firing range of the ballista. So, important note, right? You ask Telenor, and Telenor is like, a ballista, you say? Well, I've known a wall ballista to shoot almost to 500 feet, though not well. But, and he kind of looks over at the one on the prow of your ship. I think Zion's made something very special.
Okay.
I'd wager it could get a deal farther indeed. And oh, by the way, I'm remembering they have 2 ballista and 1 scorpion. A scorpion is a shorter range siege weapon that shoots a bunch of rocks at once.
Okay. Does anyone on the ship know about Scorpion and its firing range?
They say won't get as far as a ballista. Maybe 200 feet if you're lucky. I doubt it. Its purpose in a ship battle is usually to clear out a portion of deck, kill and maim the hands there ahead of boarding, possibly punch a hole in the deck so people can get inside and outflank. That being said, if you're looking to hunt a monster and your piercing weapons couldn't get through, why not drop some rocks on them and hope gravity sorts it out?
Okay, thank you. I think that's all I really want.
Yeah. So, your gaze returns. Zion, you've processed the Silk White Knight. You think that tonight, when the ship returns, is when you guys are going to start to gain new information and go about your task. You're not sure what the group plans to do, or who or what you'll be facing. How'd you prepare?
I'll just help with the repair of the ship right now.
All right. Give me a Tinkerer's Tools. Your insight allows you to ensure that some of the more ornery parts of fitting, drawing, cutting, and placing the boards go faster, and the general manual labor can be dealt with by the preponderance of crew with simpler tools. This acts as a force multiplier to efficiency. Most of the boards have been replaced by the time we jump back to you. Tento and Kabancho, you head aboard, or abroad, or rather, you head to a place. All right, you're on the fucking island.
Yeah.
You're on the sand. The sand spreads out before you. Tall, dark trees as well. Where do you head?
Well, I was mainly interested in Rivermouth, but that was also the quote-unquote most dangerous spot that we found, or we theorize. So, you want to head to the Copes? I asked Tento.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how easy it would be for me to sneak away from this guy.
I cast Hunter's Mark.
I wonder how easy it would be just to like step away and just disappear. I wonder how mad he would be if I did that. I'm sure he won't be too mad if I did that, right? Kabancho's not the type to hold a
I
grudge,
want to
right?
imagine you say this all out loud.
Yeah, I'm just like saying this out loud.
Like mumbling under your breath.
Not even mumbling, just saying out loud.
If Ancho rolls a D100, you figure out how mad he is.
So, do you want to wander over the sands and the grasses and get to the copse, or do you want to just gun for it through the woods?
I feel like there's only one answer. We're gonna swing on the trees to get to it.
Yeah.
All right, both give me an acrobatics to try and give me your best Tarzan impression.
20 again? I was close.
Damn.
So,
One is better than the other, but it's okay. I will give you some pointers next time.
Kabancho, you just can't win. You grab, you slide, you slip, you kind of like wind up slamming into trees. You find walking across the canopy is probably going to be your best bet. Tento, you slide through the trees easily. That being said, both of you disturb a lot of birds, and there's sort of a general nuisance and squawking, and creatures rustle in the undergrowth as you go. Additionally, you reach a point here where you can no longer do the tree slide because there's enough just open grass. Or about, 30 feet, so you can get right back in the trees after that. But you approach the copse. From your passive perception, Tento, being as immaculate as it is, you feel that something stalks within the copse. You see signs of displaced grass. A partially trampled creature being eaten by carrion. Birds' nests knocked asunder. Creatures seeming to migrate around this miniature ecosystem, only about 100 feet large. Displaced by something significant. Although, a hard time placing what it might be. Give me a survival if you want.
Survival? I'm good at that. Probably, please. 11? Not that good at it, apparently. It's okay.
Do I get a chance at this too, or nah?
If it is pointed out to you by Tento, yes. But a 13
I will
passive
point
perception
out
was detected.
that stuff might be a little weird here.
My immediate response is, Tento, of course something's weird. Something's going on this island. Do you mean that, or do you mean something else?
Something else, probably?
Oh my god.
I guess not. I guess we're just both idiots.
No, Tento, there's some weird magic nature thing going on right now. That's what you mean, right?
I meant something else besides weird magic nature thing, but I don't know, maybe not. I'm just seeing things again.
Tento, did you take a sip of the Silk White Night already? We're not supposed to take it yet.
Already? What do you mean already? Did you expect me to take some before? What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like you took some and kind of seeing things already.
I don't think so.
Hey, you don't remember taking it?
No, taking some now? No.
Okay.
I don't think I did. Alright, Ellie, well, those are our roles. What happens now as we walk into this area?
You walk into the area. You don't particularly. You're on the look. I presume you're on the lookout, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Something rustle my jimmy.
Roll me your perceptions as you're going through a denser woods. The trees here seem a little taller, a little thicker, and you're looking for creatures, and you don't really see any big creatures. Kabancho, you're not really sure what you're seeing in the dark. Tento, you're pretty damn sure. There's nothing large enough here to be making it, but you see no signs of it having left either. And some of these displacements you find are really recent. Like today recent. Cracked eggs from birds' nests that got downed that are still being eaten by carrion.
So
extremely recent.
So it's more like I know something has been here, but nothing is stalking us.
There's no signs of what something huge had to move through here to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You see no sign of it leaving. There's no
Okay,
depression in the sand. None of the grass outside the wooded area has been disturbed.
Okay.
By all logical signs you have available to you, what something massive must have moved around in the copse within hours of you arriving and not have left. But you've been all over. It's only like a 100-foot area. Doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
You've been all over it. You can't find a single damn sign of it. The
I
only thing
will
there
read-
is that's even rivaling the size is there's a huge tree in the middle. Stands a bit above the others.
I will tell Skamash, so it's kind of weird that this area, it seems like something big came through here, and it doesn't look like it's left. It's just might have been here recently, but I don't know where it is.
You sure it's just not a balloon that can fly away?
Is that an option? Is that something I would know, Lee? Would I know if it was just a bird that just flew away?
You don't see anything. The thing is, it looks like it had giant feet. Giant, roundish feet. Not claws. Not talons. So it would have to be a really weird bird. That'd be a huge one, too. You're trying to imagine not seeing this thing take off.
Yeah. I mean, if it was a bird like that, well, first off, it's more like footprints, kind of, that's like around this area. And if it was a bird that big, proportion to like the size of the prints, we would probably see it take off.
I mean,
And
that's
you
true,
said,
right?
and you said the prints kind of end around this giant tree in the middle.
Yeah. Or at least the only thing large enough to have made them is like... They're like half the size of the tree's stump. And it's the only thing that's even on that order of magnitude, really.
Is there something in that tree?
Oh,
Do you
check
investigate?
it out.
I'm gonna check it out.
So you-
Tento just like sort of like
There's like a
goes
hole.
towards tree,
There's like a belly button in the tree. Do you want to investigate? You want to poke around in there? What do you use? What do? Do you just like put your eye right to it?
Yeah, I'll look into it. Why not?
Okay.
I have my hand on Tento's back again, getting ready to cast Dimension Door.
There's a scuttering of lowly creatures. A suggestion
Spiders.
of disturbed life. And perhaps something to find. But
Nothing dangerous, right?
Give me an investigate.
Okay.
Can I assist in this? Or do I just roll my own?
You're free to you're free to help and just give advantage.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Roll there. Investigate. 23.
We might survive yet.
Don't jinx it, buddy.
You look in and you see something weird. You see like insects moving around what appears to be like a beating green heart-like organ.
That's
There's like downy like crip craps that you'd expect in a tree that things were living in, but as you come close, it shudders, and suddenly you feel something ripping itself up as grass and more all fly around, and the tree begins to move.
And with that, I cast Dimension Door.
All right, so where do you go?
I'm going to Dimension Door me and Tento 200 feet to the east towards the opening.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, I guess not the opening, but like kind of not in the tree line, but on the edge of it, so we can still see what this thing is, but we can run into the forest if we need to.
Okay, you're at the edge of the forest. A tree stomps around within the copse.
I'm pretty sure it's 200 feet.
You see giant clotted roots, almost like half the size of the trunk, it stands on as it walks around. With you disturbing the land again. At a distance, it's almost like a loud rustling. You can see how if it did this while you were fully on the other side of the island, though, it might just sound like the rustling of trees in the wind if you heard it at all.
I looked at a bunch of are treants common around these areas?
I honestly don't know. Given what we found here, I'm not too surprised, but this is my first time ever seeing a treant. So that's the dimension door, by the way. It's 500 feet max, but I still do 200 feet away.
Should we tell the others about this, or
I mean, I think we try to talk to it real quick, but if not,
I don't think it. Do you? Does it look like it's in a talking mood? Does it look mad to me, Lee?
I mean, I don't know what a mad treant looks like. I've never seen a treant before.
Yeah, you're getting angry vibes from the tree.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking the voices in my head.
The tree felt.
What?
Shh. Why are you
The
still
tree
talking?
casts about.
Just cast speak with plants, five head.
It whips around its branch arms as if though looking for something to attack.
That's not a happy tree. We should probably not go near that.
Yeah. So
I mean, maybe it has something to do with why everything's so mad, and you know, the spirit of desire wants us to take care of. I think we try to talk to
Probably.
it.
I don't want to talk to it.
All right, where's Zion when we need him?
That feels like a bad idea. I'm just saying
it's
you.
about 200 feet away on top of a boat.
Yeah, I'm just talking to Kamado. I'm just telling you, it's probably a bad idea. We probably should not talk to it. We should probably just get back with the peoples and see what they want to do about a treant.
I'm surprised and kind of proud. You're not just running into danger.
I mean, it'd be very easy to light on fire, but that'd be kind of defeat the purpose. So
Yeah, no, I think at that point we'd just be just as bad as the hunters on this island.
I think it'd be very mad. Yeah, there's a very easy way to carry this thing, probably set on fire, but we probably shouldn't do that in this force. Just don't look at all the trees. Just a thought, you know. Probably a bad idea.
All right, let's head back then.
Yep, we're just gonna slowly head back. Hopefully, it doesn't have like I don't know tree view. What's that thing?
Tree legs.
That no, what's the thing that the Orochi has that makes them the CIA?
The wind sight.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't have like tree sight or something. If that's a thing, is that a thing?
I don't know. Maybe they do
There's
have tree
tremor
sight.
sense.
You have to learn about seeing with trees.
Ask Lonnie about it.
All right, so
If
you want?
it is a thing, I think Zion would want to know about it.
I mean, Lonnie's
this
back on the
one's-
Lonnie's back on the boat right now. So you're trucking all the way back, right?
Yeah, we're. I don't
Alright,
think
y'all
I don't
fuck
want to
right
bite
up.
the fucking trees.
Y'all fuck right off. Zion, you're like done like helping put some boards into some hammering left as Tento and Kabancho emerge through the tree line, rushing, I presume.
Yeah,
Slightly twiggy looking.
getting twiggy with it. No.
Bits of leaf and twig all about them.
Hmm.
All right, so they rush
get
in. I don't know if
back
they
to the-
say or do anything in particular. If they just keep heading and get on the boat and go talk to Lonnie, but this is
Well,
this
I'm
is
gonna
how
go
it
back.
occurs. Right. So they do just kind of rush by. You're like they're working on the work site, and they just get on. They take the boat fast. Just Captain Juntul is like, "Oh, come aboard!" And he blows a ring from his pipe. We halfling gesticulates. His two trusty mariners take you back over to where Lonnie is. And Lonnie, you're chilling in a boat, and you just had like a weird eye experience you're recovering from. And Tento and Kabancha just burst into the room.
Hey, Lonnie. We have some questions and some concerns, and some trees are moving.
What did you do?
We did not do anything. Tento, actually, no, Tento, don't back me up on this. We were exploring the island. We found some strange trackings and a oddly an odd tree that stuck out. When we approached the tree to investigate, it started moving, and it seemed very angry at existence.
Does this sound out of place for a
Back.
intelligent tree that possibly just got woken up from a nap?
Yeah, so it does seem. So roll me a nature.
I'm a guidance this one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you've got a pretty good Rolodex mentally of like animated tree activity. Which ones are more ant-like and which ones are just sort of, trees that move. This one, based on their descriptions, sounds like a bespoke manner of creature that evolved within a tree and in a sense uses a tree like a crab shell, and in another sense is connected to the nervous system of the tree and like is a bonded life entity with the tree, but it is beyond just being a tree. It sounds like it lives off of nature magic, and there's enough raw woad energy here that it has lived very well. It has probably developed fairly basic instincts in some senses, and fairly advanced ones in others. You believe that such an entity would easily be able to detect magic and could interpret any source of magic it can't feed off of as a threat. So if you happen to be, I don't know, laden with magic items, casting or benefiting from spells, might
Good.
unless ironically, if you were a kineticist, it would probably matter a lot less.
Good thing none of us are laden with magic items, right, guys?
Apparently not.
So it's probably going to lash out. It might not be impossible to communicate with, but it could, in a sense, have the quote-unquote mind of like a bacteria. It might just be running off of pure hot-wired instinct, not unlike what a cordyceps can do to its insect host it takes control of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just, trespassed and it's not happy about that.
Trespass?
Also it's pretty sensitive to magic.
How sensitive?
Sensitive enough that whatever you did woke it up probably.
I just looked at it. I saw its heart. That was neat. It's green.
That sounds really invasive.
To be fair, I did not know it had a heart, so that is my bad.
It wasn't also like covered with anything.
That too. You bring up a good point.
Also, there were a carcass nearby or something. You mentioned you found.
Oh, like it killed like everything within its vicinity.
Yeah, it's a natural hunter.
Yeah.
No, it just needs natural magics to survive.
You sure it doesn't need to satisfy its hunger in other ways? Unless everything here
Photosynthesis, maybe?
What do you mean, maybe? Do you know or you not know? I don't think this is BS, but maybe.
The thing was killing other creatures.
Yeah.
This is the end of that.
Yeah.
Like, statement.
And I don't think unless these creatures are all magical, in some sense, to make it pissed off, yeah.
Which, I mean, it's possible. Everything here is like laced with magic.
Okay, so it's specifically for magics it's sensitive to.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, the energy of the woe that's just suffusing the place is probably not going to piss it off.
Mm.
because that's what's because the magic's there is what it feeds off of. So it shouldn't need to kill anything else.
Oh.
Yeah, in theory, the tree is sustained by its roots. That thing is sustained by the magic, so it doesn't, strictly speaking, need to hunt.
Are you sure that the tree did it and not something else?
I mean, that's entirely possible.
I mean, based on what you saw with the feet,
tree did it.
based on what you saw with the feet and everything, it really looks like the tree did the disturbing.
I was like, I'm like 100%.
It looked like a couple of hours ago, the tree was just like stomping around, possibly looking for something, possibly because someone came and disturbed it. Although there's other explanations.
The hunters
Again,
didn't come over here, right?
Not that
They're
you've
just staying over on that other side.
not that you've seen. That being said, if they let people off before you got here, I mean, you haven't done a total survey of the island. They didn't mention it though. But it seems like something probably disturbed it. Technically speaking, it's sensitive enough. Whatever disturbed it wouldn't have actually had to be really nearby. So there's a few explanations there. But a couple of hours ago, something set it off. And it traipsed around and doesn't seem to have found anything to kill. So it just went back.
Yeah, the dead animals is the weird part. It waking up and being mad at you is not weird.
Well, at least something's not weird.
Yes, that's so. Any idea why it could be doing this?
we be
No.
concerned about it?
Are you
Should we be concerned about it? Considering that
It's-
magical stuff triggers it, we're kind of tend to just like point at all the stuff we have on this fucking ship.
I mean, it would need to be really strong magic for it to be to react to it from so far away.
How magical is Zion?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That just kinda just looks at Zion like that.
Zion's
kinda
out.
like.
Speaking of which, Zion, you're out on the boat and everyone's like, like kind of a little tired, right? They've been hammering away, and we go back to the version of the beach with the boat, the version of the beach with a boat, the version of the beach with the boat. Version of
Was
the beach with the boat,
the stuff that happened at with the Shade of Desire, was that a couple hours ago, or was that longer ago?
That's intentional. Sorry, what happened was intentional?
The thing with the Shade of Desire, was that a couple hours ago, or was that longer ago?
That was like this morning. Actually, that was like midday-ish. So technically speaking, it's within the hour, a few hours ago banned. But you're working on precise enough information that it could have been hours later or before.
Okay.
You're going off of very secondary clues.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm in the middle of the ocean, help!
No, like you're hallucinating. Calm down. It's okay.
That's not what the map says.
So you guys are on the boat, 100-ish feet away. I'll put you out into the gray space. Zion, you're hammering away, right? You've finished some work, and Lieutenant Cassandra comes up to you and says, Zion, you're the only member of the Shade of the Mountain out here. Can I bend your ear for a moment?
Bent
Sure.
ears?
I have some concerns about the tree line. The birds keep being disturbed. And some of the crewmates have mentioned large shadows passing overhead.
I'm gonna ask him, well, how large of a shadow? Like,
You're not
You're not
We're
there.
not here.
Oh,
you
sorry.
walked right by all this. This is Zion alone.
I'm sorry. I thought
Oh,
this was in a general sense. My
You're
bad.
there for a split second in the background as you walk on by.
Do you want
It's
me
my
to
cameo.
go check it out?
And he says, sure, well, Vairabi and Abdil are cutting down a tree. I know there's lots of dangers on this island. My concern is just that everybody is safe. So, as long as it's not going to be a threat to us. He shrugs, but yeah, sure. I'll back you up.
I think you should stay here with the crew.
He nods. And she says, alright, the last place nearby we saw a sign of it was where Vairabi and Abdil are. And you see Vairabi and Abdil have a saw, basically. Like, they got axes and a saw, and they're trying to, get some more wood. Because you guys, just upping the plank store and everything. They have carefully removed the seed pods from the tree before knocking it down. So they're just away at this tree. You come out here, and, they're both sweating, step into the shade and say, oh, Zion, it's good to see you. And Abdil zooms up to you and says, that's right. There's something really casting weird shadows around here, Zion. Ooh, is this your new friend? Is this the crab friend? You made it out of the crab. Does this count as necromancy? I mean, it is dead, but you made it move again. Ooh. Abdil's very excited.
You have a vague shape of the weird shadow?
Vairabi says, yeah, huge pair of wings. Definitely a large bird, but the thing is, we can't seem to catch a glimpse of it. It's moving, I don't know, so fast, or just always seems to be smart enough to keep the sun on its back, so when we look up, we're blinded. Of course, it's getting to be evening soon, so if it comes by again, it would be hard to pull that trick.
Mm-hmm. You know the general direction of where the shadow last went?
So, the general direction where the shadow last went is, I think it was running maybe from northeast to southwest.
All right. Let me just take a walk in that direction. I'll be back.
Just a casual walk. That's all. Nothing threatening. It's fine.
Just a casual walk through the forest with my friends.
What? What friends? I thought you were going by yourself.
The machine of no name and my and
Oh.
MK.
Okay.
So, you want to go like check out the woods, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they finished. They knocked down this tree. There's some more lumber and all that. You're starting to head deeper into the woods with MK and the Machine of No Name. And back aboard the ship, you guys note that, Zion isn't working on the boat anymore. It's walking into the woods. How would you respond immediately to realizing that?
Should we warn Zion that, there's a angry tree thing
Yeah, we
that's
should
very sensitive to magic?
we should most definitely tell Zion.
Okay. Well, he's walking that way. Or it's walking that way. Tento points out where Zion's walking. We should probably get to that.
Yeah, we should.
It's already in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we should.
As
okay,
you're saying that, like all vision is lost on all three of them.
Yep, all right.
The last
let's
tree
go.
pulled
Let's
aside
go.
by the
Let's
Machine
go.
of No Name. Alright, so you guys try and like wave down Captain Gentuli or something.
Yeah, Gentuli. Hello.
Yeah, so you're like here-ish. Captain Gentuli is nearby with his sly cut. Let me go get the fair trade. It's I'm just gonna grab one of the decks and we're gonna understand in the fiction how it's working out. Yeah, so I copied the wrong thing. No. Now I have to go back to the scene. Alright.
Oh.
Alright, I'll figure this shit out. Alright. Copy that shit. Very good. Paste that shit. Very good. Oh, it's never gonna look proper because it doesn't.
Never ending.
It has a height associated with it. Destroy all that data. I know if it works. No, it did. Cool. All right. I was misunderstanding something. I think I just. Oh my god. All right. So Anyway, I'm really good at using Foundry. That's just a side fact. We'll stop. Point is, there's an extra boat here. You wave him over, you get on. You mysteriously teleport under because I'm not good at making this shit work. Captain Gentuli is always like, oh, when he orders his crew. There is a sudden swoop, and Abdil scatters, springing across the open for a different tree to hide behind, as Vairabi cries out, and an albatross you're familiar with has returned for round 2. Vairabi's like, what? And the albatross has her in its clutches and ascends to 60 feet.
How far away are we?
At this juncture, you are presently about 180. You're 180 feet. I'm drawing a line. You're 180 feet.
Gento, you ready for the same trick again on the bridge?
Trick? What trick?
I grab Temple and cast Dimension Door again.
Cast what?
Dimension Door.
You know the bird's up in the air. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter. You're not gonna... Yeah, okay, sure. yeah, whatever. Sure. What's the worst could happen?
I don't know how quickly I can react to it, so maybe it's not so high up in the ground, off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. It's Dimension Door and try to land above the Albatross.
Yeah. So you want to land on top of the bird, basically, right?
Yeah.
Bird. Bird's the word. Bird. Bird's the word.
All right. So you head over here, and you two are just gone. You land upon the bird 60 foot up, and the albatross immediately makes a strength save to not just plummet straight to earth with Thankfully, it's proficient at strength and very strong.
I beg to differ.
Oh.
Objection!
Oh fuck! No, I'm out of Twist of Fates. Just kidding.
I guess no objection.
Wait. Have we had a short rest during any of this period?
You'd have had time.
From the start of the session.
You'd have had time for a short rest, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, that means
Objection!
Alright, so objection!
Hold it! Alright. Okay. So you do stagger it. It loses its grip on Vairabi, who plummets 60 feet.
Oh! What?
So, let me just check number.
That was not the outcome I was hoping for.
Can I dive down with her?
So, you can go for it.
Or I don't think I can have.
So usually you get teleported and you feel your feet on the bird, and basically the moment that your feet crash down and it gets its save fucked up, yeah. So Vairabi takes 21 damage.
He's not a commoner. He's a rough and tough.
She cracks the ground with an audible crack of bone. Some blood flies out.
Oh, that's not good.
The albatross immediately loses a bunch of altitude, is down at 30, and is going to crash into the tree that Abdil is behind.
God damn it.
And now, we're gonna roll initiative.
I legit black out for a minute and I come back and y'all are fighting a bird?
Not only that, Vairabi has just dropped 60 feet to the ground with an audible crack.
Did the bird grab her from the boat?
The bird.
No, she's on
No,
the
they
ground.
were.
She was
they were
she was
cutting
out
trees.
there.
Why are you two there? What?
We were reenacting
you missed
the
like
boat
10
scene,
minutes.
or the
Are you
bridge
okay?
scene, and I dimension doored both of us on the back of the thing
Oh, okay.
to stop Vairabi from being kidnapped. Instead, we got Vairabi killed.
So, Kabancho. Creepy music is over. It's time. Boss battle. You are on the back of the Albatross. Now the Albatross is no longer
Round two.
under control of a, to your knowledge, any sort of like hag-like entity. Although when last you met it, it was at least chilling by its base. So apparently, it just felt like round 2. What do you do?
It just felt like fighting us again. It remembered us. Wait, who's going first?
Draw your own conclusions there.
Poncho.
Gonna be striking out with the spider's cut. Do I get flanking with this or not really?
No, because you cannot draw a line between your friend and strictly speaking, no. You still fucking hit though. Give me the damage as you drive Spire's Cut into its back.
And because the first round of combat, I get try attack.
Okay. So, that's a lot of damage. How much damage?
Yeah. What was that? 23, 32?
Okay, so that's 32 damage overall.
Yes.
You slash deeply into it, and it's looking kind of fucked up. Not yet like quarter health or anything, but it's, you audibly blood and feathers fly off the back as your blade silver slashes through. Is that the end of your turn?
I actually don't know if I can do anything else. I'm gonna use Favorite Foe because I haven't used this in a while, and I'm gonna do an extra 4 damage.
All right, yeah, you designate. You clearly a hateful anti-bird sentiment in that last hack. It's, you might want to think about that. So the
That'll be my turn.
all right, so Kabancho. So Tento and Kabancho, you both feel the thing under you buckle and twist. Both of you make dex saves to grab on fast enough as it attempts to just barrel roll toss you off.
And I finally rolled well.
So here's the thing. This was a contested save. Do you boys see the numbers you rolled and the number that the Albatross rolled?
I thought that
Wow,
first one was
really?
Tento.
I was really one off. That's
You're both
You
exactly
both
one off.
were.
Which is the
You're
question
both
of,
one
is
off.
there anything else that can reduce right now the Albatross's save?
Yeah. Wait, what? Honestly, I'm out of. I still have 1 use left. Whatever.
I thought you said you used the last. Maybe
No, if we short rested since, then I had 2.
Alright, you want to use... Alright, now you're back
that's
down to
gonna be the
No
last
Twists of
one.
Fate. Now you're back down. Okay.
I'm back down to 0.
You both managed to hold on, and it just continues to bear down, barrel down, and just it rams its head into the tree, destroying it and cracking off all of the seed pods in the process.
Oh no!
Abdul!
Adil! No, but I got
He said be careful of the seed pods.
Alright, so
Holy
you guys
shit.
roll your deck saves with advantage as the seed pods all go off, and Abdul's like, no! And seed pods, like, intrigued, just, like, rips him open. His neck is hit. He's hit in the eye. Blood goes everywhere. He's crushed beneath the
Jesus!
log. You guys are fine. You
We
take
did a real shitty job
you
of trying
take
to
half
save this
damage.
Eagle Chin. I'm just saying.
Hey, the heat of the battle, the occupational hazard.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Go on. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. You. Yep. Is it grounded now?
So so you guys are, it's at 10 feet up, right? It's done all this. It's 10 feet up. You guys are riding on its back. And it's back. And it uses one of its attacks at disadvantage to try and claw up at Cabancho for cutting into it. And I'll roll that twice and take the worst result. Does a 17 hit you?
No.
It tries to claw up at you, but it can't. Pento, your turn, Toe.
My turn, Toe?
Turn, Toe.
Well, I'm going to slash at it with this. I will. I do want to try to attack with the wings, though. That's okay. Do I get advantage? No, right?
I will give you advantage with serendipity in battle.
Wait, don't do for that one.
Okay, just kidding, man. I won't do this. I'll just give myself that resource back.
17, 26 hit. Wait, I'm gonna assume 26 hits.
Yeah, considering something that I rolled less hit.
Yeah. 17.
Yeah, you hit and you deal 17 damage. You attack him with the wasting falchion, acid going through feather and hollow bird bone, popping open marrow
You do have
shoots.
sneak attacks and.
Oh, I'm gonna save
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
save that for my
Oh,
offhand.
save for the offhand. Let's see if it goes. The vicious EM dagger pops out.
You want to give me? Do you want me to give you advantage now? Or do you want to save for yourself?
I mean, I'm down to give you the advantage.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Come on, crit.
Why don't you do this with use that
Because
as the main hand?
Because
I regret to inform you that with a 13, you just sort of stab between the.
I didn't think I was not gonna hit it. Why don't I use this as the main hand? I think because the wasting falchion does more damage to the main hand. I think.
Okay.
Does it? I actually don't know. Either way, I missed. So that sucks.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, you hit them, except you don't. So yeah, that's the risk with holding them. Lonnie, it's your turn. You are presently 145
Witness to
feet.
death.
You're 145 feet away from the boat.
They're not dead.
You've seen.
Well, one of them might be dead.
You've seen two people who look like they could very well be dead, but you're not certain. Who just got real fucked up. What do you do?
I'm gonna tell whoever's steering the boat that there's two people who need medical attention on the shore immediately.
And his crewmates look a little afraid, but Captain John Tooley McCracken says, "Right into the shore, lads! Come on, we're not gonna let them die for nothing." And the ship, I'm really not gonna be able to select. Okay, yeah, no, it's being agreeable now. Goddamn. All right, you go to the
I
Shadow
guess
Realm.
Lonnie will. How long does it take to put on the cloak?
Which cloak?
The Glycate cloak.
Did we establish it's like one action or a bonus action? We established something, but I couldn't tell you what.
It's doable in combat though, right?
Yes, because I think we talked about whether or not it could be done as a reaction or something, and like
Oh wait, does the boat just get there on this turn?
the boat gets here this turn because Captain Gentili
Oh.
and his boys just ran
Never
right
mind.
in. All right, so do you reach up? Do you want to run up to Abdul?
Sorry, I'm trying to use sea spell ranges really quick. No, because we've seen people die pretty quickly. Lonnie's gonna mount Lumi.
All right. And you want to ride over?
I don't know how much of this is difficult terrain. Lumi has 40 feet.
It's not. It's open sand and grass. You can get within 5 feet of Abdil with that. Do you like assess?
Can I get here-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
And
like
then I'm
try
gonna
Mhm.
mass healing word.
Okay. Who are your targets?
Oh, I guess it's just those two.
Okay.
Actually, no, never mind. Sorry, I'm gonna actually go within 5 feet of Abdul. Do medicine check to stabilize and bonus action healing word. Robbie.
All right. Show me that. Show me the medicine check and show me the heal. All right. So she's back up at 8, as she seems to be made of slightly sterner stuff. However, what you determine with that medical check is that Abdil is dead. He died fairly immediately of shock, and unless you are going to use Revivify, you don't have any magic that's gonna bring him back.
Damn.
Oof.
I hate to ask this question, but which one was Abdil again? Was he just one of the ship hands? Sorry, I meant his like role on the crew.
Yeah, we can visit the shipboard, which I guess we'll be getting in a graveyard based on that reaction.
Oh fuck.
So
Damn.
Abdil's
Not
job
what I
is
meant.
actually first mate, but you know.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Damn.
It was kind of important.
Well, there's the only person who can do shit about it now, as far as I actually know. I think multiple people have Revivify now.
What
Well,
do
technically,
we
multiple
have
people can.
verify?
Alright, so
I did use 2 dimension doors
yeah, point
in
is,
rapid succession.
yeah, point is, Lonnie, that's what you determine with your medicine check. There's no stabilizing left to do. You'll either bring him back from a brief death or it's all she wrote. But either way, I believe it's through your action economy. Yes.
Yeah.
So Zion, you're like, oh, I'm gonna gather my party venture forth, maybe find out this like strange occurrence, you know, perhaps tackle it tactically by discovering it. It just fucking attacked behind you like 10 seconds ago. What do you want to do?
that can't be it, right? Nah, just kidding.
You don't hear the Monster Hunter fanfare in the background yet. It's
You haven't entered that zone yet.
25, 30. Hmm. How much more? 30 can get me here. Yeah, fuck it, I'll dash.
Fuck it.
Quick, throw a paintball so we can track
And
it.
you want the Machine of No Name and MK to try and keep up with you?
Yeah.
Alright, so MK's got 40 feet.
So the machine of no name is the Palaboot, and the MK is the Falcon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the
Is-
Machine of No Name can dash up with you. MK, do you want to direct MK to attack or just to keep pace?
It can attack, but
Alright,
it's
it
not
gets
in
here
range.
and shoots its air compression
Oh.
dart. What? Sorry?
Yeah,
Has
that's
that?
fine.
It is 5, 10, 15, 20. Unfortunately, disadvantage. It pops out a dart. Sadly, it goes wide. Alright, continue.
It's sent on the head.
Bonus action, temp HP.
Slam your fists together. The blue light forms from within your Warforged armor, and you are rejuvenated. So Zion, that is your turn.
That is my turn.
Kabansho. You see Vairabi's getting up. Bonnie's tending to Abdil's wounds. It's probably fine. There's a lot of blood. His body looks a little mangled, but it's, you know, Lonnie will handle it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You're on top of an albatross. You're 15 feet up. You're on top of an albatross that's, you know, like flying is real big. What do you want to do?
I am gonna use Web from the Spider's Cut,
All right.
and instead of making it a like a 20-foot cube, can I just like target the albatross and like underneath it to try to like anchor it to the ground?
To try and like cast a net downwards onto it.
Yeah. I guess I should.
As
I
long
need to,
as,
like,
as,
quote,
long
unquote,
as you
aim it.
accept that everything under this is also going to get cast. Yeah, yeah, you can do that.
I have to aim it, then I'll like do something like this.
Yeah, we can think about this in future, but at least in this instance, I'll allow it. You throw down the web from Spider's Cut, and the albatross makes the deck save, and it makes it a disadvantage because it's got 2 people on its back that's forcing it down.
Wait, is the web comes from Spider Cut and not Kabancho? I did not know that.
The Spider's Cut has a web attack that is stronger than what I could do naturally.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
the albatross just spins through it.
So
My
the
spice-
spider's cup is just a better spider than you.
Basically, it's like the whole deal, and I'm just half the deal, Not
I
because
mean,
lost
you
my
are
other half.
technically better than it because you can walk and talk and.
I was making a
you
joke
know-
that the kick
No,
is
we've
gone.
seen other weapons walk before.
That's true.
You're not wrong.
That's true. That was
Oh.
my weapon, so my weapon's better than your weapon.
Man, I got a 22 with a disadvantage.
Yeah, this thing was a boss that we just drove away. Sorry, this thing is a boss that we drove away.
That was my action. I don't know. Can I move to be like more secure on its back or something? Or would that like not really be a movement thing here?
You could try. You just want to use your movement to be like, in the middle as middled as you can get.
Yeah.
All right, that's Kabancho. Right?
I want people to be able to see its face. There we go.
The albatross has 2 attacks. It's got disadvantage on both of them.
Thank God. for the
Oh wait,
disadvantage.
isn't that a 20? Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
you said disadvantage.
True. So it doesn't get the crit that it would have gotten, but I'm assuming 24 hits, right?
Who is it hitting?
Kabancho.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not hear that part. That'll hit.
Okay. You take 11 slashing damage. Its talon finds you. Now roll a strength save.
It's really good at scratching its own neck with its feet.
Yeah, it's a boss, man. It can do a lot of things on its own.
You are also thrown prone to the ground. As it knocks you off, you fall in the process 15 feet, meaning you take 6 bludgeoning. The next one is coming for Tento.
Yeah! Oh my God! So scared. Thank God for
Again,
disadvantage.
it's crit denied. It just whiffs hard.
No.
And it at this juncture tries to keep flying away, breaking off of the machine of no name, and well, actually 10 feet down, yeah, not Kabancho, but the machine. No, yeah, yes. The answer is yes. Kabancho, do you op the albatross as it flies away from your back?
I most certainly do.
All right, you have disadvantage
prone?
because it's flying and you're on your back, but like
Oh, you're on this.
I'll
okay.
let you make the shot.
But do I not make a line between me and Tento?
Machine of no name tries to punch.
Man.
The
You
machine of
got
no
it.
name punches it. It breaks a hollow bird bone a little, and you whiff. It flies away a bit, and it ascends slightly to 20 feet. Enter that puts you at 25.
Oh Jesus! All right.
Uh-huh. It's back to Tento's turn.
Man, this is. Hey, Lee, can I like perhaps try to steer this thing?
You want to just try and like get on its neck and like choke it in a
Yeah,
certain
and
direction?
maybe
Send it
like
back into the web.
could I have like a cool bug that lets me like restrain it and like I could control it and maybe crash it into something?
I mean, what do you want to use to try and like grab or seize control? You're trying to first of all roll animal handling.
I was trying to make a Monster Hunter reference
Oh, sorry.
because I'm on its back and I'm gonna ram it into a tree. Yeah, I'll do
Are
the
you
one
gonna be it's Remy to whatever the chef's name was?
Oh, also, it should have taken 12 damage earlier.
In Monster Hunter Rise, there's like a mechanic where you get on the monster's back using the wire bug, and you can control it and like smash it into a wall.
Nice.
But yeah, I will use the rope I have for my grappling hook to like just ring it around its neck.
All right, so yeah, this is the same albatross. You throw the
Yep.
grappling hook around, you grab, and then you go for the choke. Give me a sleight of hand. Yes, correct.
Oh my god, that was a fucking 2! God damn it! Ah, it could have been a 1. I could have re-rolled. That's unfortunate. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's got me.
You the grappling hook kind of gets batted away, and then you still keep grab hold of it, but you don't manage to take control.
Can I try again?
Yeah, but it'll be all your action economy if you go for it.
That's okay.
All right, go for it. Make me that sleight of hand. See what happens.
Oh my gosh, if I roll another 2, I'm gonna be so sad. There we go. Holy shit, it almost got me.
All right, you choke it out, and you start. And you want to try and fly into one of the trees, right?
Yeah.
Fly into the web.
All right, now roll your.
Can I do that?
Which
into
one
a
are you
web?
target? Which tree do you want to ram into?
Yeah, the closest one.
Okay, you want to ram into this tree, correct?
Yes,
No.
because. Oh, whoops! That's Varavi right there. Is this a tree here?
That's a stump.
That's
the
a
tree
stump.
got knocked out. You want to try? You want to hit this tree?
This tree?
Wait,
That's
can
the
he?
top of a tree that got ripped off as well.
Okay,
Can
sorry.
he toss him into the web or no?
You could try and ram it just straight down into the web. Yeah. You would have another save at disadvantage. You get stuck.
God, but ramming it into a fucking explosive tree sounds amazing.
Yeah, you-
Then
you-
again, that could start a really nasty chain reaction. I've seen that done before. Yeah, okay, into the web.
All right.
Dang it! That was such a good moment.
You
but
you
yeah, I
steer it
don't-
down, you ram it towards the stump, which you know, in spirit. And it makes another deck save at disadvantage. And finally gets caught in the web. You knock it down. It's rammed forcibly down, so it's crit damage on its fall damage. It's down at 0. You're up at 5. It takes 15 bludgeoning. It is finally
on the ground.
it's finally bloodied, and it's on the ground, and it twists and it cries out. And Lonnie, do you always have speak with animals up, or only sometimes?
I can cast it at will, and it lasts for 10 minutes. So basically, we said like unless there was a reason I couldn't cast it in like the last 10 minutes, I probably have it up.
All right, it cries out. It cries out, and it says, "Revenge, revenge."
It is very clear for something that's getting choked out.
It's like
I just say it's like damn.
Yeah, so Lonnie, you're in front of your dead first mate, and Tento's choking out an albatross. It's cut into the web. Launching his back. Zion's charging out of the trees with the Robo buddies. What do you do?
Lonnie asked it, were they not controlling you?
And it says, "Don't care. Don't care." It had food and a place to live. And now everything is so harsh and deadly. I want to go back.
Okay, guys, to be fair, everything is harsh and deadly. I'm currently choking it out. Capancho stabbed it twice, and it got punched in the foot.
3 times.
few times. So it is correct, and everything is hard.
The first thing that we did to this thing was the exact same thing that we basically did just now. We stabbed it a couple times, tried to choke it, and then it left.
Then Lonnie, I guess we'll say, then I'm sorry, but I think this will be a mercy.
Damn.
Ooh, that's
Okay,
cool.
okay.
Too bad no one
No,
else
so-
understood that.
so-
That
so
was,
here's
that was a good
the
line. That's a good line, though.
You can't release animals that have been in captivity out in the wild like this.
You hit.
That's true.
You hit. Give me that Sacred Flame damage. The Holy Light sears for 3.
Yeah.
Anything else you're gonna do on your turn?
Me will dodge. I really don't want to use spell slots on this fucking thing.
Zion, what do you want
It's
to
a
do?
pretty tough fucking thing.
Y'all can.
And I presume, do you want
Oh, I'll
want the-
bonus action cast Shillelagh.
do you want the MK to like close to range and use?
Yeah.
All right. So MK like scuttles into range. It's difficult terrain to get into the web, but that's fine. It has the movement for it.
Unfortunately, when
Huh?
something first enters the web,
It has to make the deck save.
it has to make the deck save or be restrained.
Oh, almost the 18. So it just
So it
means
can
that
still attack. It just means it's at a disadvantage.
all right.
But it also has advantage against the albatross because it's also restrained.
so it comes out to normal.
So it comes out to normal.
All right. It makes a stinger attack. It hits. It deals damage, and then it
I
makes
forgot
its
how much fucking
con
damage this thing
save.
does.
It fails its con save. It suffers 34 damage and has become poisoned. As Zion's great efforts have either your crab goes for it. The machine of no name goes for walks in, also makes the deck save. Why do I not have this deck? Where I like put them in.
You may have put them into like the token previously, but you don't
It must have been through the token.
save it
that's why.
over.
So
It
there's
won't go to
advantage,
the sheet.
disadvantage that
Oh,
works
oh.
out for a regular, but the punch doesn't hit. Zion, what do you do? Is your MK does a very good job,
Mhm.
but both of your buddies are now stuck in the web, as is the
Um,
albatross.
So, from this distance, Abdil looks dead, right?
Abdil's looking like vast traumatic damage, loss of blood loss. You'd be if Abdil was still alive, it would not be long until Abdil died.
Also, Lonnie didn't bother casting healing magics.
Mm.
Yeah, so you can pretty easily surmise Abdil is dead. Yes.
10, 15, 20, 25. He's important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If I see Zion doing this, does Lonnie have any idea what,
Wait, am I the only person who can't do that?
Mm-hmm.
he can't cast magic!
That's true.
Except for
That's
like a cantrip. But, do I immediately know if there's any, like, consequences for doing this? Or, like, any extra effects for doing this outside of the, Sornedo?
You don't think that it's going to like massively change anything. You're still gonna. It should bring him back to life. It shouldn't.
There's a lot of eyes on this, right?
Yeah. That being said, item 1: how many of these people know the particulars of how healing magic works? Item number 2: it's pretty usual for adventurers to lie and be like, "Oh, whoa, you almost died, but don't worry, we got you back right beforehand." Does Zion know that? Maybe, maybe not. But like, it's understood that people will usually make a semi-obvious lie of it, rather than just multiply the people who definitively know. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, I mean, people are rushing over. What they've seen is that, like, yeah, Vairabi got dropped, Abdiel got seed potted, but I mean, Vairabi is getting back up after getting dropped by magic, so, you know, it looks like the magic's doing its
Who
job.
knows?
All right, I'll just do it.
Alright, you have out the diamonds, presumably facing away from the crew, and
Uh-huh.
they flash and are nothingness.
Go,
as-
Lumi, Bobby Block.
You wanna,
I use
one hit.
my 330 gold worth
Why
of
is
diamonds
there an extra 30 gold tacked on?
because I paid extra.
No, there's no good reason because I did so.
He lurches to life. Some critical damage is gone. He's like, my eye is back. I'm alive. I didn't die. And he's very happy to be alive.
You just
Zion.
lie on the ground next to me and like, don't roll that way.
All right, and
And I
then
point at
I'm
the giant
gonna-
bird.
I'm gonna step between it.
All right, make your deck save.
Make my deck save. All right.
All the machines.
I seem to be stuck.
Quick, just like grab on. You're then it can't
Nope.
get out for sure.
Step, bro.
Just say help. Help.
No.
Oh my god.
No, Zion. It's not this kind of show.
Bro. Oh.
Stop it, Zion.
Zion, that's your turn, right?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Come on, show. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna spend half my movement and get back up. All direction. Can I take? Oh no. Can I do the? Oh no, I guess that's 20 feet. Can I do a standing jump to try to jump on to the albatross and then
Yeah.
climb the rest of the way?
Yeah, give me
Not immune to the web.
me an athletics to do the standing jump.
Actually, wait. Do I get affected by my webs? Can I just walk through this freely?
But is it your own web?
I thought
I mean,
that
technically,
I
yes.
thought the sword mentioned immunity to some of its effects.
I
I thought the sword or and the coat had.
I know the
immunity to some of its
darkness had specific immunity, or darkness has specific things that I was immune to.
effects. If the web doesn't say you're immune, we'll work out later. But I don't think you are right now.
That's the text for it. I don't see anything noting that I am immune to it.
I think you summoned this into existence and it has the physical properties it has.
You've allowed me to use my other web, like the one that I make, that I'm immune to it, but not this one specifically.
Yeah,
Alright.
this isn't your web.
I mean,
per
let-
se.
Kabancha, I'll say this. This is supposed to summon Anorak Web. If you can move through Anorak Web without issue, you can move through this without issue. Is the idea.
Alright, so I can move through this freely?
As long as you can move through your own web freely, correct?
Yeah.
You're good to go. Yeah. You just want to run up,
Alright.
flash him, flank it with Tento. Give me the advantage attack.
And I'm specifically stabbing and not slashing it free. Man, I saw that 20.
No crit for you.
And that will be the rest of my turn.
Alright. The albatross is broken, bleeding, rammed against the stump, webbed up.
Actually, sorry, I want to move to this point just to kind of spread us out a little bit.
Alright, the albatross, jerks around and lets out a terrible hue and cry. Everyone within like 10 feet makes a con save.
I can do those. God fucking shit. Oh wait, oh yeah, 15, yeah.
Okay, so people who did not hit DC 15 are stunned.
Oh shit.
Wait, am I stunned? We
save.
said I keep forgetting on the fucking rules on
We
defense. I'm
said
sorry.
defender's advantage, so you met it, so you pass.
Okay.
Alright, so MK is not stunned. Yeah. Okay. Zion is stunned, and Kabancho is not stunned, and Abdil
Hey.
is stunned.
How would they get? Isn't this just a loud scream? Do they have ears?
It's like reverberating. It's like a sonic attack.
Okay, I was just it just came in my head. I'm like, does that work like that?
Like
So that's
smacking your TV a little too hard instead of fixing
Yeah.
it, you make it worse.
so it lets out this attack, and it tries to yeah, it tries to sort of each creature that starts turn.
Yeah, currently is restrained. It can spend its action to become unrestrained.
It already attacked, so it's just gonna just sort of like wallow there, but it's gonna try and move. So I will actually give it a strength check. Hold on.
So that's the part where, at least the base tax is, you spend an action to remove the restraint and make the strength save. And if they choose not to do that, then their movement is 0.
Yeah,
And
so
all the other restraint effects.
basically it's just gonna flap its wings and then fail to take off. Meanwhile, it's Sento's turn. Sento, what do you do?
I'm gonna stab it.
Give me your attack.
Do I get advantage?
Yes.
Yeah,
Great.
stab it, dagger. God fucking shit.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Maybe you're not used to riding animals, you know?
Sometimes the dice
That's
are not
not
in your
true at all.
favor. All right, you got another attack you want to give us?
That 19 should have been the first thing.
Give me the damage. And is this? Oh right, it was. Yeah,
Sneak attack was advantage.
all right, 8 and 7 minus 8 minus
So
17. You,
25.
you hack at it deeply, and it's at 12. Yeah, okay. So it's your turn.
That is my turn because I'm still gonna be on top of it and being like a boss.
Lieutenant Cassandra has rallied what nearby sailors are available and look like they could actually do something, and she levels her crossbow and says "Fire!" and takes a shot.
Oh, so it's not a bunch of people firing; it's just her right now.
Well, I mean, some other people are firing. So the headhunter makes a sling attack, although at disadvantage due to the range. So
I was gonna say, am I like in danger?
you know. So okay, that would hit. Will it?
I'll leave that
Oh,
as like
okay.
that.
So he doesn't get the crit, but he does hit. So a rock, just a fucking rock, hits it. Yeah, there's a you know. Let me just really quickly. Sure. This dude has a short bow. He makes his regular attack. Doesn't hit. And this dude, also a bit of a common, is gonna. He's got a sling, and he's also gonna make a disadvantage sling attack. All right, missing. So yeah, so she's summoned, you know, the crew, so to speak, and they're beginning to engage. It is, and they all move 5. They all move up roughly 30 feet, close to the engagement. All right, Lonnie. The albatross is nearly down. What do you do?
Oh, come on. Needs to make a deck save.
Disadvantage.
He needs to make a dex
You're right,
save.
Robson. They are. Oh wait, Tento had a dangerous to go alone. Fuck. Yeah, they do need to make a dex save with disadvantage.
Jeez.
Real close. I'm
Okay.
sorry. They got great. The
Oh.
Albatross has great decks.
Lonnie is going to ask Lumi to help drag Abdil back.
All right, and show me where you go to.
I guess just like behind Cassandra.
All right, yeah, you get dragged behind Cassandra. She sees Abdil in this terrible state and steps over and says, "He said no pickles." As she takes out her blade, Shing! And all right.
Tento's very confused. Like, what do you
Zion
mean
stunned
pickles? What are you
over.
talking about?
Machine of No Name and MK both get their attacks. MK attacks with pneumatic knives.
God damn.
It just walks up and just goes
Guys,
through
MK's
the
real
throat,
MVP here.
she's
Like, what
stepping
are we
into the
doing?
chest.
Ton of damage on
and
all
just
of its attacks.
ruining.
Yeah.
And down at 0 at 8. So down at exactly 0. So Zion, MK just like crawls its way into the chest cavity. Pneumatic knives until it gets to the
Still
heart, which is
going.
pierced. As this happens, Tento, a single lucky feather lands your hood. +1 lucky albatross feather for Tento.
Oh, cool.
May be useful later. ... All right.
It's gonna be your +6 mango.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's
the,
+7.
with the
Oh,
fight,
Yeah.
fuck, it's
Get it straight,
+7.
man. Get
you know,
it
with
right,
the
man.
fight over, everybody rushes forward and make checks on Vairabi and everyone and says, "Oh my God, it's terrible! You almost died." And Captain Tulu says, "Aye, but now we're gonna have albatross for breakfast, lunch, and dinner." Woo! And,
I drop web at this point.
Yeah. So as the group comes forward and celebrates, and reels from the near-death experience of two members who they rapidly rush to safety, and everyone starts to try out cheers to the Shade of the Mountain, who has defeated this terrible creature. However, in addition to that, it's feedback phase time. Thank you all for joining us here on High Road. You can join us in the Discord to leave your own feedback and talk more, but we're going to do player feedback real fast, right to left, beginning with I. Hit me with it, guy.
Yeah. It was quite fun that the albatross came back. We had some funny RP here and there. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what happens when we get high. Or when someone gets high. Does everyone need to get high?
I mean, Kabancho is really well suited to it, but I guess if you want to have yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
we just want to make an evening out of it. I guess we could all be doing it together.
So I suppose with that, then Shin.
Make it evening out of it.
I agree with Kai. The albatross coming back and I guess tying off the end of the Hag arc, was pretty cool. I do like. I don't know how much was this on purpose or just happy coincidence, but I do love how close this is to Monster Hunter. And many of us were just making references and jokes on it. But I'm equally excited to see what Zion can make out of this thing, just like in Monster Hunter. I I thought you handled the split the party moment pretty well, splitting between the like actions and the things we wanted to do without like getting too bogged down by details or by like the specific consequences of everything. And I thought you did a pretty good job of getting us all back together.
What? There are no consequences to our actions. What are you talking about?
Just because you don't see them doesn't mean they don't exist.
That's not true at all.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of trip we make, and let's see what happens when I see Arachna for the second time. If we get to see Arachna.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that, we're popping over to our friend Darren.
Hello. Yeah, today was a lot of fun RPing. I'm super curious what we're gonna do with the monster hunters. I can't wait to see what they were trying to hunt, because they are obviously trying to hunt something. We just don't know what. And I'm super curious what that is. Yeah, another person narrowly escaped death again. That's interesting. I wasn't even aware that everyone could just revive people. I'm the only person who can't revive someone, so that's interesting. For that, I can't wait for next session to see where this leads us. How we handle the situation.
Yeah.
What does Lonnie do about the situation? Ooh.
With that, it takes us to Casey, doesn't it? Casey, hit me.
Yeah, Return of Albatross was pretty fun, cause it kind of sucked that I just like ran off, and now we get to loot it, although, this is an expensive, boss fight.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know, the island mysteries were kind of fun, as well as, like, the hunters, so looking forward to, that, and, yeah, and hopefully I remember all the stuff I wanted to use against them from today's info gathering. We'll see.
Yeah. Well then. I'm typing bad, but whatever. So with that, thank you all for coming out to Dreamers. It is the end of our adventure for the night, but next week on this, so Change Stars drops the 29th. Huge shout out to Casey, layout artist. Huge shout out to Pat, artist, setting creator. Woo! I might have written some stuff. Woo! Next week's Monday, the 26th, will be a Change Stars one shot in this slot. Afterwards, we will return to business as usual and move on with Call of the Sea. See you then, cowboy.
See you then. See.
Oh my god. We're gonna rate Singularity roleplay.
You're done.
Very
You're done.
nice. Get out of here. Alright, we're rating Singularity roleplay. Until then, I'll see you on the Flip Dreamers.